Chapter 1641. The Hell Bat King's strength was about the same as the Beast Emperor's. If they could refine the blood essence in his body into a blood pill, they would definitely be Holy Pellet, but Chen Shang was not at that level yet. As for the other little bats, it was much simpler. He used the devil-suppressing magic power to form a giant net, grabbed a large amount of Hell Demon bats and threw them into the Yanlong furnace. Hell Demon bats had a total of 5 to 6 million, and every million, they would only concoct one blood pill. Chen Shang spent 10 days to concoct 6 blood pills, all of them were at least at the level of a grade 7 immortal pill. They were originally going to give them to Jilinger and Hong Sha, but they rejected them because they weren't of much use to them. Jilinger felt that it was more appropriate to leave them to Su Meiyao and Bai Yu. Chen Shang also did not eat, his thoughts were the same as Jilinger. Jilinger, Red Cloud and Long Shui, the 3 girls, all left the ring at this time and roasted the high-quality beast meat that Long Shui had stored in the cave. Jilinger and Hong Sha were extremely worried, while Long Shui continued to eat the beast meat without a care in the world. Don't be afraid, with little scoundrel here, there's nothing to worry about. Long Shui wanted to use that greasy jade hand to slap Chen Zhang's face, but was slapped away by Chen Shang. Hong Sha sighed, it's all my fault. If not for the Holy Spirit fire on me being targeted, this situation wouldn't have happened. Red Cloud had learned from Long Shui that Chen Shang had killed an important Hell Bat King. She was worried about Chen Shang, because it would make Hell Devil Emperor angry. Long Shui laughed. Red Cloud, Holy Spirit fire usually have 2 souls, you should make good use of them. How did you know that the Holy Spirit fire is a dual soul? This is my secret, I have never told anyone else before. Red Cloud was very surprised. I've met 2 guys before. They both have Holy Spirit Fire S and they both have twin souls. I'm sure I'm aware of that. Long Shui said. Hong Sha looked at Chen Shang and said, Chen Shang, I want to give you a set of Holy Spirit Fire, but I don't know what to do. Chen Shang was a little surprised. He shook his head and laughed. I don't need it, my current fire soul is already very powerful. Even if I get the Holy Spirit Fire, it won't be of much use to me. Long Shui nodded his head. Giving the Holy Spirit Fire to this little scoundrel would only be a waste. The strength of the fire soul in his body is something even I cannot estimate, so I suggest that you give the Holy Spirit Fire to Linger, and then the 2 of you copy the little scoundrel's fire soul, so that you 2 can wield a powerful fire soul. She had mentioned this to Jilinger before as well, but Jilinger felt that it would be better if she gave it to Chen Shang as they would only be able to repay him with such things. Furthermore, even if Hong Sha wanted to, she didn't know how to give it to him. But I don't know how to transfer one Holy Spirit Fire to Linger. Hong Sha looked at Jilinger and said. Long Shui replied, leave that to me. I'm most adept at such things. She had trained in the Tao of the Gods since she was young, and was extremely proficient in it. This was no lie. Wait a moment before we enter the ring. I will help you guys complete the fusion of the Holy Spirit Fire, adding the copy of Little Scoundrel's Fire Soul. I'm afraid that it will take some time. At the fastest, it will take 2 months. Chen Shang said, I can take this opportunity to refine pills, you guys take your time. After Red Cloud and Jilinger entered the ring, Long Shui transmitted his voice to Chen Shang, and said with a smile, if they could copy your fire soul, their strength would definitely increase greatly, especially in the area of flames. Well, that's a good thing, but you seem to have another purpose. Chen Shang suddenly felt that Long Shui seemed to be planning something. And their current strength is limited, and the strength of their flames are also far from enough to refine divine weapons. However, if Hong Sha and Jilinger were to help them, their results in refining the divine weapon would be twice the result with half the work they had done. Quote. Long Shui laughed. Other than this, teach them well, they can also help you refine pills. Some powerful pill masters sometimes pass the pill furnace to their own disciples to watch over, then go do it for themselves. Not only that, after Red Cloud gives the Holy Spirit Fire to Jilinger, as all the Holy Spirit Fire have the special surname of twins, the separate Holy Spirit Fire in their bodies will not feel lonely. They will give birth to one more, and at that time, they will be able to give the bred Holy Spirit Fire to your elder sister Munger, Shenxian and the others. Chen Shang couldn't help but admire Long Shui's long-term considerations. He laughed. As expected of the Heavenly Dragon Supreme Lord, your thinking is really thoughtful. Of course, if you do your best to concoct pills, I'll help them settle their problems. Long Shui said proudly. Chen Shang used 20 days to completely refine all 10 remaining Luyuan azure fruit into pellets. This time, he succeeded in refining all of them. Red Cloud had already successfully transferred a Holy Spirit fire into Jilinger's body. Jilinger had perfectly fused with it, and now they were all using the special surname of Holy Spirit Fire to duplicate Chen Zhang's Fire Soul. In order to perfectly replicate Chen Zhang's Fire Soul, he would need Chen Zhang's chance to provide him with a Spirit Soul. This was not a difficult task for Chen Shang. As long as he rested for a few days, he would be able to recover. It had already been more than a month since the Hell Bat King was captured by Chen Shang, and Chen Shang had no idea what was happening outside. Now that Hong Sha and Jilinger had not finished copying his Fire Soul, he didn't want to walk around randomly to prevent any accidents. He could only use the Heaven Tour method to search around where there were people at. After investigating for a long time, he was somewhat surprised. This was because the Infernal Realm did not make any big movements, and the alliance of the Super Holy School, Eagle Emperor and the Fox Emperor, the two Beast Kings, expanded at an increasing rate within the sanctuary. Even the Divine Feather School felt pressure from this. Divine Feather School's leader was a woman, and normally, she would not participate in battles, making a huge fortune out of it. However, Super Holy School's ambition was very big, and she wanted to take control of everything. Therefore, Divine Feather School's current situation was very dangerous, and if she continued to maintain a stalemate with Super Holy School, a great battle would happen sooner or later. Although Feng Yuji was a woman, she was a pill saint and many rankers in the sanctuary would have to see her. Otherwise, if she joined the Super Holy School and was hostile to the Divine Feather School, it would be difficult for her to find Feng Yuji to refine holy pellets in the future. It would not be easy for the Super Holy School to take over the Divine Feather School. Feng Yuji relied on his identity as a pill saint and his extensive network and connections. Even if it was an expert joining the Super Holy School, he did not want to offend her. Aunt Feng is currently Sister Mei Yao and Sister Yu Yu's mother. We have to think of a way to help her. Chen Shang said. She can still drag it out for a while. She should be more than enough for us to prepare. Long Shui said. If you want to help her, the best way is to directly eliminate Super Holy School. Chapter 1642. After waiting for a few days, Jilinger and Red Cloud finally woke up. They had already copied Chen Zhang's Fire Soul, and they still needed to absorb a large amount of energy and cultivate for a while before they could obtain a strong flame like Chen Shang. All you need to do is tell me where to sell the Luyuan Azure Dan. Chen Shang said. All of you continue to cultivate inside, it is not safe outside. Hong Sha replied, in a city near Super Old Sacred City. It's called Yan City, and the person in charge of this city is a very powerful force. He has always been at odds with Super Holy School. This power is a family that pays a lot of attention to bloodlines. If one is born without a fire soul, they would be abandoned and wouldn't be able to become a core member of the family. Their bloodlines are very strong, and almost all of their descendants have a fire soul. Chen Shang said in surprise, in that case, Yan clan is a family that uses fire to become strong. I don't know if they are good enough to talk about it. Jilinger said, the people from Yan clan are all pretty good, it's just that their temper is a bit too strong. If you talk to them properly, they would still be very polite to you. Although there are many outstanding alchemists, but they also buy high-level immortal pills, and they are very rich, and selling the Luyuan Azure Dan S to them is the most suitable. Hong Sha and Jilinger already knew about Chen Zhang's heaven-defying spirit liquid, so they were even more determined to follow Chen Shang now. They wouldn't run around for a high-leveled pill in the future. When Chen Shang came to the Super Old Sacred City, he was initially controlled by a few big powers, but now, he was basically controlled by the Super Holy School. Even though the Divine Feather School was also established here, but now, he did not have any authority at all. After walking around the Super Old Sacred City for a while, Chen Shang understood that the reason for Super Holy School's recent activities was to continuously expand his power and recruit many experts. This was in order to make it easier to take down DTN and control the Nine Heaven World. What worried Chen Shang were not only the Super Holy School S, but also the few other heavenly realms, especially the Heavenly Dragon Realm S. When that time came, Super Holy School would lead the powerful forces of the Saint Realm and unite with the other heavenly realms. With DTN's few strong of Lord Stage S, it would probably be hard for them to fight against them. Arriving at the teleportation area, Chen Shang asked an old man in charge of managing the transmission array, where is the transmission array that was teleported to Yan City? The old man looked at Chen Shang strangely. To Yan City, don't you know that Yan City has been sealed up? Chen Shang indeed did not know, otherwise he would not have come. Can you tell me about this matter? The old man said, the main reason is that Super Holy School and a few other major powers are preparing to force Yan Clan to submit. Many of the transmission arrays that lead to Yan City have been closed, so if everyone wants to go to Yan City in the future, they can only go on foot. This can be considered Super Holy School's warning to Yan City. How long has this been going on? Chen Shang asked again, what was going through his mind. It's been over a month, but Super Holy School doesn't dare to be tough on Yan City. If we can negotiate with them, we might be able to avoid a war in the near future. The old man said. Chen Shang teleported to a doorway, left Super Old Sacred City, and headed towards Yan City. Red Cloud had told Chen Shang before that the Yan clan did not produce medicinal ingredients from other powers. Those powers were basically controlled by the Super Holy School at the moment, so the prices of the immortal medicines that the Yan clan bought were also very high. Right now, he felt that the Yan clan in Yan City could be considered not bad, at least they dared to go against Super Holy School. If he wanted to deal with Super Holy School in the future, having a strong ally was not a bad thing. Looks like I can't just focus on earning the Holy Stone now. I should make use of this opportunity to befriend the Yan clan. Chen Shang told Long Shui and the others his thoughts. Red Cloud said, the relationship between Yan clan and him is very normal. We rarely interact with him in normal times, but it's not too difficult for you to get them together right now, because they are all in similar situations. Jilinger said, once the Super Holy School possesses sufficient strength, they will ignore everything else and eliminate the forces that threaten them. This will allow them to steadily control the sacred domain and then attack the Nine Heaven World. Long Shui and the other two all approved of Chen Shang becoming friends with Yan clan, which caused Chen Shang to speed up his journey towards Yan City. Although Yan City was near the Super Old Sacred City, it was not close at all. It was only because Yan City was the closest city to the Super Old Sacred City that people said that. Chen Shang had never been to Yan City, so he could not determine the distance. Even so, it still took him 2 days to get there. If it were anyone else, it would take more than 10 days, but their transmission array was sealed by the Super Holy School, making it very inconvenient for many people to head towards Yan City. It had a huge impact on Yan City's development. When Chen Shang arrived at Yan City, it was completely empty. Previously, Red Cloud had told Jilinger that this was a very lively city, but now, it had become like this. The Yan clan must be very angry, but I wonder what they plan to do, whether they will submit to the Super Holy School, or resist the Super Holy School. Hong Sha said, let's go to Yan clan to take a look. After Yan City was sealed off by the Super Holy School, many people here were worried that the Super Holy School would attack, and in order to not get involved, they could only leave. The big doors of the Yan clan was opened wide, the guards to the door were extremely sturdy, standing straight and mighty anywhere, they were very imposing. Even though Yan City was empty right now, the guards were not affected at all, giving Chen Shang a very good impression of them. Chen Shang stood at the serious and solemn entrance, and asked one of the guards, I want to discuss business with the people from Yan clan, can you help me notify them? The guard took out a communication jade token and sent a message. Not long later, a hunchbacked old man slowly walked out, and asked Chen Shang with a smile, what business do you want to discuss, buy it or sell it? Chen Shang said, I have a little Luyuan Azure Dan, I don't know if you should accept it or not. When the hunchbacked old man heard that someone was selling the Luyuan Azure Dan, he was slightly surprised and said, currently, the Luyuan Azure Dan are relatively rare immortal pills. If you use them well, you might be able to successfully transform into a saint. Chen Shang nodded. I'm sure. Please come in. Chen Shang followed the hunchbacked old man into a hall. The hunchbacked old man told Chen Shang to wait here for a while, he went to call the higher-ups of the Yan clan to discuss this. He was just a butler here, he could not make the decision. The style of this Yan clan is quite good. When we entered, we saw that the guards were all quite strong, with a lot of discipline. Chen Shang praised. Looks like this Yan clan isn't one of those aristocratic families that would yield so easily. Chapter 1643. Yan clan was currently hostile to Super Holy School because Super Holy School was very powerful. Originally, many forces with good relations with Yan clan had no choice but to distance themselves from him, and some even sided with him to prevent him from destroying them. But now that Chen Shang had come to do business with the Yan clan, it made the upper echelons of the Yan clan greatly value him. The person who came out to discuss with Chen Shang was the patriarch of the Yan clan, a sturdy old man with a scar on his face. I am the patriarch of the Yan clan, Yan Qi. Although Yan Qi had a serious face, he was extremely polite and gave a gentle smile to Chen Shang. I am Chen Shang, and have heard of Patriarch Yan's great name for a long time. Chen Shang cupped his hands, and smiled. Long story short, I have some Luyuan Azure Dan, you should know why I'm here, right? Yan Qi nodded and asked, how many Luyuan Azure Dan do you have? Chen Shang replied, 55 pills. Hearing Chen Shang say this number, Yan Qi was surprised. This was not a small number. Even though we need Luyuan Azure Dan, we don't need that many. Furthermore, the price of Luyuan Azure Dan are very high right now, so you should be clear about this. Yan Qi said. He wanted to buy these 55 Luyuan Azure Dan. Chen Shang laughed. Clan Chief Yan, I am still looking for you to do business in your Yan clan given the current situation. Naturally, I am not planning to earn your holy stone S, the other places have 30 to 40 million S for one pellet. Yan Qi was curious about why Chen Shang would come to find his Yan clan before this. Now that Chen Shang had said it this way, he knew that Chen Shang had other motives for coming here. Do you need anything from our Yan clan, or do you have other goals? Yan Qi directly asked. Because we have a common enemy and our relationship is not bad. I feel that your Yan clan should have a good talk with him now, and perhaps you two might be able to become allies in the future. Chen Shang said. It's just that I don't know what Divine Feather School's final attitude will be. If Divine Feather School also defends himself with Super Holy School, then we might be set up by Divine Feather School. At this time, Yan Qi was looking at Chen Shang with a vigilant expression. He was worried that Chen Shang was sent by the Super Holy School. Chen Shang took out a box of Luyuan Azure Dan and said, you guys should have heard about the matter of Super Holy School's visit to the Holy Beast Mountain Range a while back. Yan Qi was shocked. He said, not long ago, two great events occurred in the Sacred Beast Mountain Range. Eagle Emperor and a mysterious person battled in the sacred tree, and after that, Super Holy School and two Beast Emperors went to capture Red Cloud and Jilinger. However, they did not manage to catch them. The Yan clan had sent people to thoroughly investigate and finally discovered some clues. They knew that Red Cloud and Jilinger had gone there to buy Luyuan Azure Fruit S, and now that Chen Shang had sold so many Luyuan Azure Dan S, Yan Qi only needed to think for a moment to know that Chen Shang was related to this matter. Red Cloud and Jilinger are my friends. At that time, I offended the Eagle Emperor and the leader so they wouldn't let me off. Chen Shang sighed. In that case, you are the one who wielded the green dragon demon slain broadsword and wanted to cut down the holy tree. Yan Qi asked with a surprised expression. Chen Shang nodded his head and laughed. That's me, clan leader Yan probably doesn't need to doubt me now, right? I truly wish to join hands with you too. In the future when we go against Super Holy School, you guys won't be so willing to surrender to it, right? You said that your relationship with Divine Feather School is not bad. Yan Qi asked again. You should know that Feng Yuji is a pill saint, so we have a good relationship. Chen Shang said. Well, I'll talk to her. Yan Qi laughed. Just now, you said that there was a Luyuan Azure Dan weighing 10 million kilograms. Is that still true? Chen Shang laughed. Of course, how much do you need? 10 is enough. Chen Shang handed over the box of Luyuan Azure Dan, allowing Yan Qi to choose 10 of them. This showed that he was extremely confident in Yan Qi. This is a 100 million kilogram holy stone. At this time, Yan Qi's impression of Chen Shang was very good, and when he looked carefully at those Luyuan Azure Dan, his expression revealed a trace of surprise. Who refined these pills? They are all of high quality and of the same standard. Their control over them is extraordinary. Yan Qi praised. As the patriarch of the Yan clan, he was very familiar with the art of pill refining and was a very knowledgeable person. Chen Shang laughed. I refined it. Yan Qi was shocked. I thought that Feng Yuji had refined it. This level of refining is already close to that of a pill saint. Right now, I can only refine Luyuan Azure Dan. Yan Qi took a deep breath. In that case, these are all your masterpieces. The fact that his training was so good was enough to shock Yan Qi. It can't be considered practice. I've always been like this when I'm refining pills. I only want the best. Chen Shang laughed. I still have 45 pills left. I wonder if clan leader Yan can arrange a place for me to sell all of these pills. Do you want to sell it in Yan City? Only selling that many Luyuan Azure Dan at once would definitely attract many people. The reason Chen Shang was selling them in Yan City was to alleviate the desolate situation in Yan City. That's right, all the pills are now under the control of Super Holy School. I want to do some pill business here and see how Super Holy School will react. Chen Shang laughed. Right now, there are many empty shops in Yan City. I'll give you one, and I'll arrange for a butler to take you there. In addition, I'll send someone to spread the news that you have Luyuan Azure Dans that are selling here, and their prices are much cheaper than elsewhere. Right now, the Yan clan did not sell any pellets. If Yan City became lively, then their Yan clan could just collect and rent many holy stone. I'll wait for 1 or 2 months before I start. I don't have many pills on hand right now. Chen Shang never thought that Yan Qi would be that easy to talk to. He had originally only planned to sell Luyuan Azure Dans, but when Yan Qi said this, he wanted to sell even more immortal pills to fight Super Holy School. Alright, come find me when you're ready, Yan Qi said. Chen Shang hurriedly left Yan City and headed towards Super Old Sacred City, then to Divine Feather School. She also knew that Chen Shang had a huge battle with Eagle Emperor. Now that Chen Shang had come to look for her, it just so happened that she had the same intention as well, because she also wanted to see Chen Shang. Aunt Feng, you're being too polite. Chen Shang was invited to a beautiful living room, where a table was filled with spirit fruits. Chen Shang unceremoniously ate the spirit fruits, and then stealthily passed them to Long Shuiyi. Feng Yuji gracefully sat there. At this moment, she had just taken over the Divine Feather School from before, and was wearing a set of clothes. Why have you come to find me? Yu and Mei Yao did not come out of seclusion that quickly. I have already told you this before. Chapter 1644. Chen Shang really wanted to see Su Mei Yao. Hearing Feng Yuji's words, he was rather disappointed. Aunt Feng, I just came over from Yan Clan. Chen Shang said. Yan Clan, what are you doing there? Feng Yuji had been paying attention to the Yan Clan during this period of time because the situation was similar to hers in her Divine Feather School. It was just that the current Divine Feather School was much better than the one before, and not sealed by the Super Holy School. I'll go there to sell the Luyuan Azure Dan. I intend to join hands with them to deal with Super Holy School. Would you like to join us? Chen Shang asked. You talked it over with them. Feng Yuji's heart skipped a beat. Of course she wanted to join, what she wished for was for her to join them. Now that she understood why Chen Shang had come, Chen Shang must have considered about the plight of her Divine Feather School. Chen Shang laughed. We have already discussed this. The Patriarch of Yan Clan should be here to discuss about the matter of cooperation with you very soon, but this matter should be kept a secret. Don't let the Super Holy School find out about the alliance between you two. At the very least, when they start a fight, it wasn't time for me to face the Super Holy School alone. Feng Yuji revealed a pleased smile on his face. What happened in the Sacred Beast's ancient realm a while ago? Was it you, kid, who did it? Hee, there's nothing we can do about it. Who allowed those guys to be so arrogant? When Feng Yuji first heard that the green dragon demon-slain broadsword had appeared at the holy tree, she knew it was Chen Zhang's doing. Besides, Hong Sha and Ji Ling were also there. Aunt Feng, how many pills do you have here? I want some, not too many, just 1,000 each for Tier 2, Tier 3, or Tier 4 immortal pills. I plan to sell them in Yan City, but the price will be a little lower than in Super Holy School. Chen Shang said. If Feng Yuji had it, he wouldn't have to refine it himself and could quickly sell his Luyuan Azure Dan. I don't have many pills here, but I do have a lot of medicinal ingredients. Although the price of the medicinal ingredients are very high now, with my many years of connections, even if I rely on the alchemy powers in the Super Holy School, they would all secretly sell to me for a cheap price. Feng Yuji said. Your pill refining speed is so fast, I can just give you the ingredients, furthermore you have so many pills in one furnace. Oh right, you can refine Luyuan Azure Dan now. Chen Shang laughed. Didn't I say it earlier? How about we compete? When Feng Yuji lost to Chen Shang last time, she already had a shadow in her heart. If it was another person compared to him, she would be full of confidence. Forget it, just in case I get attacked by you. Feng Yuji scoffed. Aunt Feng, you are the pill saint. You should have some confidence. Chen Shang laughed. Feng Yuji rolled his eyes at Chen Shang, and said, it's normal if you lose to me, but if I lose again, there will be a devil in my heart, and I still won't be able to win. Aunt Feng, what kind of conditions did Super Holy School give you when they tried to rope you in? Chen Shang asked. The conditions are good, They agreed to give me 5 types of holy level medicinal herbs, but I already have them all. Adding on to that, you have that kind of heaven-defying ability. I think I won't lack any holy level medicinal herbs in the future. Feng Yuji said. They don't want to control my Divine Feather School, they just want me to join their super holy school, and my Divine Feather School is also a reader. They only want the outside world to think that I, too, am under their control, creating a false impression that my super holy school is very powerful. In that case, they don't need you to work for them. The Hell Devil Envoy came here to talk to me, but I haven't seen the Hell Devil Envoy at all, and the Hell Devil Emperor can't come here either. His strength is only so. I am not afraid of them, and can only ask me to sell my soul. I can't do it, but maybe one day I will get lucky and enter the God's realm. Feng Yuji giggled. With your help, it's very possible that I'll enter God's realm. The God's realm was a place that the likes of Feng Yuji and the rest, who had reached the pinnacle, yearned for. If he sold his soul to the Hell Devil Emperor, then there would be no hope of entering the God's realm at all. Chen Shang thought for a while, then said, if I'm the only one who goes to God's realm, then it's fine if I don't go. I'm too lonely. That's true. I heard that you have quite a few women, so you can't bear to part with them, right? Feng Yuji said with a smile. When the time comes, I might be able to bring them up with me. I wonder if there will be any consequences. Chen Shang touched the ring on his finger. If we go to the God's realm, under the influence of that place, my powers will definitely increase very quickly. Feng Yuji shook his head. When we go to God's realm, I will need the God's guidance. I heard that all the divine treasures and weapons will be taken away, so putting people in storage rings is not possible. This is a matter for the future, let's talk about it in the future. Moreover, we don't know much about the God's realm. Chen Shang spread his hands. Chen Shang asked for a secret room from Feng Yuji, and then took the medicinal ingredients Feng Yuji gave him to refine the pills. At the moment, the situation between Su Meiyao and Bai Yuyu was a bit more complicated. After consuming the holy pellet, not only did his injuries recover, but his strength would also increase rapidly. He didn't know when he would come out of seclusion, so he could only wait patiently. After staying in the secret room for more than 10 days, Red Cloud and Jilinger had already successfully replicated his fire soul. Furthermore, they had stabilized and could use strong flames. Seeing Chen Shang coming out of the secret room with Jilinger and Red Cloud, Feng Yuji guessed that they had been staying in Chen Zhang's storage magic treasure the entire time. The last time I saw you, you didn't seem to have this powerful flame aura. Feng Yuji was a pill saint and had an extremely high fire cultivation. Although Red Cloud and Jilinger had very strong flames, they were still very unfamiliar with controlling it, and it was difficult for Feng Yuji to suppress that aura, so it was much easier for Feng Yuji to see them. Chen Shang asked the 2 girls to tell him the details. Feng Yuji was not an outsider and was a pill saint, it would be best if he could be honest with her. When Feng Yuji heard about it, she was shocked. She knew that the Holy Spirit fire was very mysterious, but she never expected it to be even stronger than she had imagined. Aunt Feng, you have nothing better to do right now anyways, so you should just teach them the basics of refining pills. They are all very smart, and should be able to grasp it very quickly. Chen Shang said. It's fine for them to learn alchemy from me, but if they want to take me as their master, then I won't casually pass down my alchemy skills to others. Feng Yuji laughed slyly. Earlier, Su Meiyao and Bai Yuyu were taken in by her as foster daughters, and now, Jilinger and Red Cloud were taken in by her as disciples. Of course, I prefer them to be my daughters. Feng Yuji's smile was extremely playful. Chapter 1645, seeing the naughty smile on Feng Yuji's face, Chen Shang secretly cursed in his heart. This Feng Yuji was definitely doing this on purpose. Aunt Feng, isn't your goddaughter a little too many? Chen Shang said snappily, are you doing this on purpose? Jilinger and Hong Sha didn't think that Feng Yuji would accept them as his goddaughter, nor did they think that his relationship with Feng Yuji would be so good. They only needed to casually recommend them to become the daughter of a pill saint. Feng Yuji laughed and said, what's there to be proud about? It's just that every time you bring girls here, they're always this outstanding. I really like them. And it's also because I trust you. I believe in your judgment, that's why I took them as my foster daughters. I just don't know if you're willing to be my adopted daughter. Feng Yuji smiled sweetly at Hong Sha and Jilinger. This beautiful Aunt Feng, with her mischievous and charming appearance, gave off a unique charm. Of course, and Hong Sha were willing. The 2 girls hurried over and held Feng Yuji's arms, they chatted and laughed, and not long after, they became one. They did not look like mother and daughter at all, but they looked like sisters. Although Chen Shang had addressed Feng Yuji as Aunt Feng, she was not old at all. Even though her appearance was ordinary, she had a unique temperament, and would not lose out to her because she did not have a beautiful appearance. This old demoness isn't simple. I didn't notice before that she had actually changed her appearance. No, she must have used some sort of transformation technique. Now, we can see that her face isn't her original appearance. Long Shui suddenly said, "This woman is too sinister, taking all the women by your side as her daughter. What will you do in the future? If you fall in love with her daughter, she will be your mother-in-law." At this moment, Feng Yuji, Jilinger and the others were laughing and joking at the side. Feng Yuji was originally a mischievous old demon, and Chen Shang was very worried that she would lead in Red Cloud Wild. "Aunt Feng," Chen Shang suddenly shouted with a serious expression, causing the three women to stop. "What's wrong?" Feng Yuji asked. "Aunt Feng, they have already acknowledged you as their mother, and you and I are already so familiar with each other," Chen Shang said righteously, as he really wanted to see Feng Yuji's true appearance. Feng Yuji laughed tenderly. "I didn't think that you would still be able to tell, but I'm only showing it to my daughter, so I've already met you and Mei Yao before." After she finished speaking, she even mischievously stuck out her tongue at Chen Shang, causing him to feel a little angry in his heart. "Go back to work. I will teach my daughters how to refine pills." Feng Yuji laughed. "Don't use any tricks to peek at me, it's useless against me." Chen Shang sighed gloomily and returned to the secret room. "Why don't I get you some of those pills and bring this Aunt Feng down, hee hee," Long Shui laughed sinisterly. "Don't think that I'm that kind of person. I feel that this Aunt Feng is not as simple as a pill saint," Chen Shang said. "Now that Divine Feather School is facing Super Holy School so easily, she must still have some tricks up her sleeve." Long Shui said. "So you just need to leave the matter of dealing with the Super Holy School to her and the Yan clan. You just need to prepare properly and go sell your pills in Yan City." Chen Shang had thought that Feng Yuji had Tier 7 immortal medicines, but Feng Yuji had told him that she had refined them a while ago, and they were extremely scarce now. If Chen Shang wanted to obtain it, he could only use a large number of holy stone to purchase it, so he wanted to sell the pellets to earn the holy stone. In the past month, Chen Shang had refined many low-leveled immortal pills in the secret room, which was enough for him to support his image. After coming out from the secret room, he immediately went to look for Feng Yuji. This month, Feng Yuji had always been very careful in guiding Red Cloud and Jilinger in refining pills. Red Cloud and Jilinger already had a very good foundation in terms of pills, and now that they had a very strong flame, it was easy for them to learn. "What, you don't have confidence in me? You're worried that I won't be able to teach them well?" When Feng Yuji saw Chen Shang asking all sorts of questions, it was as if he was testing Jilinger and Red Cloud. Chen Shang laughed. "How could I dare doubt you? I just want you to teach them another method." He injected the God purification and his many years of experience in pill refining into a pearl. It was equivalent to a type of inheritance. "Aunt Feng, study carefully and see how you can combine your pill refining skills. After that, come up with a set of better methods to teach them." Chen Shang passed the inheritance bead to Feng Yuji. Feng Yuji had always been curious about Chen Zhang's refining skills. She never thought that Chen Shang would hand it over to her so easily. "You trust me so much?" Feng Yuji smiled charmingly. "Yeah, it's just that there are people who don't trust me. They don't even let me see their true appearances." Chen Shang curled his lips and said, his voice carried resentment. Feng Yuji laughed tenderly. "Why do you care so much about my looks?" Chen Shang said. "Who cares, I just want to see how you look like and why you don't dare to use your true face. Actually, I'm doing this for your own good. I'm worried that you won't be able to resist the temptation from me, and that it will affect you in the future, not because I'm narcissistic, but because I'm born with the same ability as the Mei Emperor back then. It's just that she specializes in this aspect while I am a cultivator of the Tao of Alchemy." Feng Yuji was serious, he did not seem to be fooling others. Is the Mei Emperor really that powerful? Just a glance at it would cause one to be enchanted. "I don't believe in evil." Chen Shang was very confident in his control. Jilinger came to Chen Zhang's side and said in a low voice, "It's true. Mother's power is really magical." Red Cloud also quickly persuaded, "It's better not to look. It's really dangerous." The more they said this, the more Chen Shang wanted to see them. Feng Yuji chuckled. "Actually, my face can only be shown to women. If a man sees it, most likely he'll be in trouble." Chen Shang said. Aunt Feng, you said that Mei Emperor's ability is stronger than yours. That's right, back then there were countless experts who were captivated by her, but only the 10 Heavens Supreme Lord, the Wild Beast, was fine. The rest of the Strong of Lord stage had suffered, especially the Fire Emperor and the Ice Emperor, although they had that kind of relationship, but they still got along harmoniously, and that is all the power of the Mei Emperor. Feng Yuji giggled. If you want to prove that you're really strong, then go and try out with the Mei Emperor and you'll find out. I know how to find her. Just like Long Shui had guessed, Feng Yuji was not simple as he knew many secrets of the 9 Heaven world from the past. How do I find her? Chen Shang was really not afraid of the Mei Emperor. She should be in DTN now. Take this. When you return to DTN, inject your god power into this pearl and activate it. Then, she will come and find you. Feng Yuji tossed a white pearl to Chen Shang. Remember, if she acts against you, you can immediately crush this pearl and I can save you once. Otherwise the consequences will be severe. Chapter 1646. Chen Shang took the pearl and held it tightly. He asked, what kind of grave consequences will there be? Su Meiyao's and Bai Yu's enemy was the Mei Emperor. If there was a chance, he would help them take revenge. In 2 cases, firstly, she used her charm to control you and made you her slave. Secondly, she used the evil art of collecting the sun to replenish yin, sucking up all your energy, which was extremely terrifying. In those days, several experts who had the opportunity to challenge the throne only slept with her for one night before they became ordinary people. As Feng Yuji spoke of this, his face became serious. At the side, Hong Sha and Ji Ling were both worried. They did not wish for Chen Shang to lose to Mei Emperor. Don't worry, Chen Shang disapproved and laughed. I'm going to Yan City, I'll be back after a while. You guys better study pill refining properly. In the future, I'll be like the Aunt Feng, a female pill saint. Chen Shang patted the 2 girls' shoulders. Then, he left the Divine Feather School and headed towards Yan City. Yan City's Yan Qi had already come to find Feng Yuji before, and discussed the matter of the alliance in secret. The moment Chen Shang came to the Yan clan, he was warmly received, and the butler of the Yan clan even brought Chen Shang to that shop. Previously, Yan clan had helped Chen Shang publicize the sale of Luyuan Azure Dan. Now that Chen Shang had come to Yan City and confirmed the timing of the sale, he would release the exact information. The Yan clan released the news, so it must be real and effective. Even though Yan City was not in a very good situation, the Luyuan Azure Dan continued to rush to Yan City. Right now, a single pill was hard to find, even with Holy Stone. Especially high-grade immortal pills, many people rushed into Yan City because there were 45 of them to be sold. Other than that, Chen Shang also took out a few low-leveled immortal pills, causing many of the people who came to take them to the immortal pills to not be disappointed. Chen Shang had not started selling yet, but the street where his shop was already bustling with noise and excitement. Initially, Chen Shang had wanted Hong Sha and Ji Ling to help him, but now that they were learning from Feng Yuji, it was not good to call them over. After Chen Shang and the Yan clan's butler finished looking at the shop, he confirmed that it would start selling tomorrow. He let the butler return to his shop and decided that he would take a stroll in Yan City. Right now, there was only one busy street in Yan City. He could only walk around here. Just as he was about to return to his shop in the evening, he saw 2 familiar faces. One was a dark-skinned teenager, and the other was an old man with messy hair. These are Huang Jintian and Mauer. After Huang Jintian and Chen Shang arrived at the Absolute Monarch Sanctuary, he went to look for cats on his own. Chen Shang thought that Huang Jintian and the cats only knew how to kill saint beasts in the wild, they didn't know how to do it in the wild. Huang Jintian just so happened to be in need of helpers. Huang Jintian and Mauer's appearance now was just the right time to help. Master, Chen Shang asked Huang Jintian via sound transmission, why are you 2 here? Huang Jintian immediately looked towards Chen Shang, and then pulled on Mao's clothes and walked over with Mauer. I knew you were the big seller of medicinal pills, but I didn't expect to find you so quickly. Huang Jintian laughed as he sent a sound transmission to Chen Shang. Chen Shang brought the 2 of them into the shop. I didn't expect you to become so powerful. Cat was very surprised, because the last time he had met Chen Shang was much weaker than him. Hee, it's great that you guys are here. Help me sell the pills. Chen Shang took out a few jade bottles, then told them the price of the immortal pills inside, and told them all the holy stone that he sold them. Huang Jintian laughed. I knew that you are doing well, coming to find you was not wrong. Kat was holding 2 bottles of Tier 3 Immortal pills. There were more than 3,000 of them, and each pill could sell for a lot of holy stone. If he sold them all, the resulting holy stone would be hard for Kat to imagine. Chen Shang did not take the holy stone seriously. He sold these low-leveled immortal pills to agitate the super holy school. Remember, you can only buy 1 per person at that time. It's best to remember their auras, but don't sell those that have similar auras to them. After Chen Shang finished speaking, Long Shui appeared in front of Huang Jintian and Mauer. Long Shui smiled at the 2 of them, and said, "These pills cannot be sold to Super Holy School. At that time, I will take a good look. If anyone from Super Holy School purchases them, I will remind you." Huang Jintian and Mauer had been here for more than 10 days, and they had some understanding of the situation here, especially the matters of the Super Holy School. Huang Jintian asked, "Since Super Holy School is roping in so many forces, it's not necessary to get the disciples of their sect to buy it. Just get the subsidiary forces to buy it." Long Shui laughed. "Actually, selling these low-leveled elixirs is nothing to them. We just have to make a fool of ourselves with our Super Holy School, so when a disciple of our sect comes to buy them, we will personally tell them that we will not sell these elixirs to your Super Holy School." Huang Jintian laughed and understood Long Shui's words. This is to make things difficult for Super Holy School. Actually, it's fine for the disciples of the Super Holy School to buy it, but we will tell them that if they want to buy it, they will have to pay 10 times the price, even though these guys have raised the price so high. Chen Shang said. "Aren't you afraid of the old fellows of Super Holy School coming? It's not good to fight, the Super Holy School is very strong." He had already heard that there were 2 powerful beast kings who had joined the Super Holy School, and they were both famous beast kings. "Don't worry, Yan City is not a pushover. With me making a ruckus like this, Yan Clan will definitely support me." Chen Shang laughed. "Sleep well tonight, there might be a fight tomorrow. I already sensed that a few old geezers from the Super Holy School are outside strolling." Huang Jintian stretched his back and yawned. "That's fine, I want to experience the strength of the people in the capital for the past few days." Kat replied, "I'm stronger than before. I don't need to fear the heavens. I also want to test my own strength." Long Shui laughed tenderly. "Don't take it seriously, maybe you guys won't even need to do anything tomorrow." This shop was very big but also extremely empty. Huang Jintian and Mauer each found a luxurious room to rest in, while Chen Shang and Long Shui stayed together. The night passed quickly, and as soon as the sky brightened, Chen Shang and the rest became alert and arrived at the entrance of the shop. They could sense that the group of people outside were mostly strong, and people who wanted to purchase high-grade immortal pills were definitely not ordinary people. Chen Shang opened the door to the shop, and everyone immediately shouted at Chen Shang to quickly sell the Luyuan Azure Dan. Luyuan Azure Dan were all for the immortal becoming realm, and the majority of the people coming to snatch them were some strong old men. "Everyone, you must have come from afar to purchase Luyuan Azure Dan, but I only have 45 pills." Chen Shang said in a clear voice. "Is your Luyuan Azure Dan selling for only 20 million kilograms of holy stone? Is the quality good? We only came because we believed in the Yan clan," someone shouted. Chapter 1647. Chen Zhang's shop was empty. There were only 4 people inside, and no matter how they looked at it, it did not seem like they were going to open a large pill shop. Everyone looked at it, and felt like they had been cheated. Taking out the Luyuan Azure Dan was the best proof. Chen Shang took out a transparent crystal box and inside it were pieces of Luyuan Azure Dan that were glowing with a green light. As long as one knew what kind of person was inside, they could tell the quality from the luster of the immortal pills. Seeing the dozens of Luyuan Azure Dan, everyone immediately quietened down. Now that the doubts in everyone's hearts had been dispelled, what they were worried about was the matter of purchasing, because there were thousands of people and only 45 Luyuan Azure Dan. "With so many people, how are you going to sell?" a man asked. Chen Shang had already thought about it long ago. There were 4,000 to 5,000 people here, but there were only a few hundred people who actually wanted to buy them, or even fewer. "Those friends who truly need to purchase Luyuan Azure Dan, please raise your hands." Chen Shang shouted. Indeed, it was as he had guessed, only 200 or so people raised their hands. Then, he had Long Shui give all of them a wooden tablet, and when she released her divine power, she carved a number on them. Chen Shang pointed to a large vat beside him, and said, "Every time I take out a bead from inside, there will always be a number inside. At that time, everyone can have a match with the wooden plate in your hands, and the number is just like the book on the bead that I drew out. You can buy a Luyuan Azure Dan, a 20 million Jin Holy Stone, one pill. Friends who haven't bought one yet, don't be discouraged. We still have a few thousand low-grade Immortal pills. When the time comes, friends with wooden tokens will be the first to buy it. High-leveled pellets were very rare right now, and although they could be bought from the Super Holy School, they were one-fold more expensive than the ones from Chen Shang. If they could buy them here, they could save 20 million kilograms of Holy Stone S. Chen Shang inserted his hand into the bottle of beads and casually grabbed one out. Everyone could see that there was a flashing red number inside the transparent pearl. It was 120. Hee, good luck. The first one is me. A chubby middle-aged man laughed as he raised the wooden signboard in his hand and pushed his way through the crowd. Chen Shang took out a Luyuan Azure Dan and placed it into a jade bottle. The fat middle-aged man also gave Chen Shang a storage bag, and inside the bottle, there was a 20 million Jin Holy Stone. Then, Chen Shang quickly continued to sell 35 pills. 9. Chen Shang took out a bead and shouted. An old man raised the wooden tablet in his hands, and just as he was about to walk over, Long Shui shouted, "You don't have to come up." When Long Shui said this, Chen Shang immediately understood that this elder was definitely from Super Holy School. "Why?" the old man asked angrily, "are you not planning to sell it?" Chen Shang sneered, "You must be from the Super Holy School." In this saint realm, everyone would stay away from those from Super Holy School. Although they did not say anything on the surface, deep in their hearts, they hated the Super Holy School, and the pills that everyone relied on to raise their strength were extremely expensive, and it was because of the Super Holy School that they were obstructing them. "That's right, so what if I'm from the Super Holy School?" The old man's face was ice cold as he said, "You guys aren't going to act shamelessly, are you?" Chen Shang said, "I am just a small alchemist, but I am not afraid of your Super Holy School. One of the reasons why I am selling the Luyuan Azure Dan at such a low price is to protest the fact that your Super Holy School is raising the price so high, so we will definitely not sell this kind of cheap immortal pellet to people like you. We do not welcome you." Now, everyone understood why there were people selling the Luyuan Azure Dan at such a low price and with the support of Yan City. Everyone secretly praised him in their hearts, but they were worried for Chen Shang. This was a blatant provocation on Super Holy School. With Super Holy School's great momentum, after being provoked like this, he would definitely not let things rest. Number 9 is invalid. Chen Shang crushed the pearl. That old man was furious. He, Super Holy School, was currently running rampant in the sacred domain, but now he was being looked down upon by others. Since you're so shameless, then don't blame me for being unreasonable. I'll give you another chance. If you don't buy the Luyuan Azure Dan for me, you will have to bear the consequences. The killing intent on the old man's face was obvious. He clenched his fists tightly, as if he was ready to attack at any moment. Chen Zhang's expression was solemn, and her ice-cold voice carried intense killing intent. "I've already said this before, I definitely won't sell it to someone from the Super Holy School. If you dare cause trouble here, you have to bear the consequences." Feeling the intense killing intent coming from the two, everyone dispersed, leaving a large space for them to defend against the shockwaves. "Die for me," the old man roared, an extremely strong pressure spreading out in the surroundings. All the stone bricks on the street jumped up and down. The might was terrifying. One look was enough to tell that he was an extraordinary person in Super Holy School. Super Holy School, who was used to being overbearing, would frequently kill people in public because of some small matters. It would be strange if this person, who was provoked by Chen Shang like this, didn't make a move. Everyone was still immersed in the old man's oppressing fear, so Chen Shang had already left his original place. With an extremely fast speed, he traveled through space and instantly arrived beside the old man. The old man had just waved his hand and wanted to slash at Chen Shang, but who knew that Chen Zhang's speed would be so terrifying? Before he could even make a move, he had already launched an attack. "Since you dare to cause trouble here, don't blame me for it." As Chen Shang spoke, a pair of iron fists violently struck the elder's body, instantly releasing dozens of punches, hitting the elder's body, and producing a dull thumping sound. Chen Shang restrained his aura by using only a bit of divine power and the strength of his body, which made the power of his two fleshly fists boundless. In addition to the extremely quick speed at which he punched out, even space was almost torn apart, creating unstable ripples. The old man was struck by Chen Zhang's fist in an instant. His body did not even have time to fly, before it split open and turned into a blood-red mist, but even so, the energy released by Chen Zhang's fist still had a strong aftershock, penetrating into the ground and causing half of Yan City to tremble for a moment. Everyone was intimidated by this, they were dumbstruck, and immediately turned such a strong old man from Super Holy School into a blood mist. Smelling the fishy smell that permeated the air, everyone couldn't help but shiver. Cold sweat trickled down their backs. Let us wait, let us continue. Chen Shang smiled faintly to everyone, and then continued to grab the pearl to draw numbers. There were still a few Super Holy School's people hiding here, and they were all scared stiff. None of them dared to make any movements, fearing that if they were discovered, they would suffer the same fate as the old man just now. Long Shui kept his eyes on the people from the Super Holy School, all to prevent them from sending any messages to him, but the old man just now was not weak. If he died, Super Holy School would immediately know. Chapter 1648. The effect of Super Holy School killing an expert right here had already been achieved. What actions would he take next? Would he start attacking Yan City? Right now, Chen Shang was not worried about these things at all, because if Yan City and the Divine Feather School were to join hands, there was no fear of the Super Holy School at all. Very quickly, Chen Shang sold all 45 of the Luyuan Azure Dan. After that, Huang Jintian and Mauer started to sell those low-leveled immortal pills, and they could also get a lot of holy stone. 900 million kilograms of holy stone, there are so many of them, I wonder how many mines we have to dig to obtain them. Chen Shang was very excited in his heart. The forces that could afford to buy Luyuan Azure Dan were all large and middle-sized forces. There were a lot of holy stone under their control, so 20 million caddies was not a lot for them. He only knew how to refine tier 6 immortal pills, and could get so many holy stone so quickly. He could imagine that when he became a pill saint, as long as he had a large amount of immortal pills, he would be able to command the wind and rain in the 9-heaven world. Feng Yuji had already been a pill saint for a very long time. Upon reaching her level, holy stone could not move her at all. She could only help someone concoct a holy pellet or a tier 9 immortal pellet for someone else, and they would all owe her a huge favor. Furthermore, by helping others to refine pills, she would definitely establish a strong network of relations with them. This was also the reason why Divine Feather School was not controlled by Super Holy School. After Huang Jintian and Mauer finished selling the immortal pills, some people even asked Chen Shang when he would sell them again, because they saw that Chen Zhang's shop was very empty. Once a month is fine. Pills from other places are ridiculously expensive. A woman said. Once a month is definitely not possible. It is difficult for me to purchase high-level immortal medicines, and I also have the time to concoct them. Chen Shang smiled as he shook his head. Even if he were to go all out to refine pills, it would take him at least 2 to 3 months to reach the scale of today's business. The crowd had already dispersed. Chen Shang had promised them that, if they sold it, he would definitely advertise it. What made Chen Shang even weirder was that even after he had killed that old man from the Super Holy School for so long, the Super Holy School still had not sent anyone over. This is abnormal. The more Super Holy School is like this, the more powerful their revenge will be in the future. Chen Shang frowned. The people from Super Holy School are not stupid. They must already know that you and Yan City have allied together, and that Eagle Emperor has fought with this Heavenly Dragon Supreme Lord before, so they know that her strength is not weak. If we start attacking Yan City now, even if we manage to win, the Super Holy School and Yan City will suffer heavy losses. Huang Jintian said. I feel that Super Holy School is definitely making sufficient preparations, preparing to attack and annihilate together with Divine Feather School. Long Shui nodded his head. I think so too. Maybe those Hell Devil envoy have already returned to Hell and requested for support from the Hell Devil Emperor. Otherwise, it would be hard to capture this absolute monarch sanctuary. Huang Jintian laughed. Looks like wanting to take down the absolute monarch sanctuary is not as simple as they thought it would be. This is all because of your appearance. They will definitely hate you guys to death. Long Shui laughed. If this little scoundrel was a little bit more powerful, I will join hands with him and cause a ruckus in the Super Holy School from time to time. Then I am relieved. Cat, let's go. Huang Jintian laughed. Now we have a lot of holy stone, we need to visit this super old sacred city that has ruled the sacred region for many years. After Huang Jintian and Mauer left, Long Shui also returned to the dark green dragon ring. Chen Shang went to greet Yan City, and asked the Yan clan to help him keep an eye out for high-grade immortal medicines. Everyone in the Divine Feather School seemed to be extremely nervous, but only Chen Shang knew that Feng Yuji had caused the disciples of the sect to become nervous on purpose. From the fact that there was an unceasing supply of medicinal pellets, one could tell that Feng Yuji had a very deep background. Aunt Feng, hide little Linger and Sister Sha. It was very easy for Chen Shang to enter Feng Yuji's residence at this time. I told them to look for Yu and Mei Yao. Mei Yao is more familiar with your pill refining skills. Feng Yuji pouted and said, how can you have such an expression? Is it that an old woman like me is not as nice as those cute little girls? Chen Shang curled his lips. If you reveal your true face, you will be able to enchant people to the core and make them unable to stop themselves, and will definitely be better than them, but little Linger and the others are still better off, at least they can let me take advantage of them. With that, Chen Shang sized up Feng Yuji's well-developed and mature body, and shook his head and sighed. Alright, I knew you would not forget my looks. Feng Yuji laughed and then took out a portrait and passed it to Chen Shang. This is my original appearance. If you want to know how I look like, this is the only way. Chen Shang stared at the portrait. The extremely beautiful face, indeed gave people a very mysterious feeling of shock, a feeling that was difficult to describe. Although it was in the painting, her smiling face gave off a very gentle feeling. And within that gentle smile, there was a charming charm that captivated one's soul. And looking closely at her eyes, one could feel a kind of aloofness. It was just a painting, but Chen Shang could actually see through it. As he watched, he suddenly felt that the woman in the painting seemed to be alive, but was shrouded in a mysterious veil, causing him to be unable to see through it. He could not help but focus, wanting to remove the mysterious veil and read the mysterious woman. What a strange feeling. Chen Shang frowned, and returned the portrait to Feng Yuji. Feng Yuji was surprised, and said softly, "You're fine. Is something the matter?" Chen Shang was puzzled. "Isn't it just a picture?" Feng Yuji laughed lightly. "That's right, it was just a portrait, but you looked at it for 3 days and 3 nights. What? Chen Shang stood up abruptly in shock. That's impossible. How is it possible that I don't know? I just looked at it a few times. It's true. I've been bewitched for more than 2 hours. This face is truly magical. Long Shui said. It seems that she is too modest. She should be stronger than Mei Emperor by a lot. Feng Yuji kept the portrait and laughed. Do you still want to see my true appearance? At this time, Chen Shang was suddenly shocked. He could not remember the face in the portrait just now. No matter how hard he tried, that face could not appear in his mind. He took a deep breath. This was already beyond his comprehension. No wonder Feng Yuji did not dare to reveal his true appearance. That would definitely cause a large group of people to go crazy. Chapter 1649. Aunt Feng, if I were to see your true appearance, what would happen to me? Chen Shang was very curious about this. You probably won't harm me, right? Feng Yuji laughed. Of course I won't harm you. If you were to see my appearance right now, with your cultivation in the divine way, the consequences wouldn't be too serious. At most, when you restrain my enticing power, your mind would be severely injured. What if I don't resist your charm? Chen Shang asked again. I don't know what you're talking about. If it's any other man, they'll listen to whatever I say. In their spiritual world, I'm their god, completely under their control. I'll even turn into a walking corpse, only listening to my commands. Feng Yuji suddenly appeared behind Chen Shang, gently blowing on his ear, laughing. Do you want to try? Chen Shang fiercely jumped away, maintaining a distance from her, his face filled with fear, and said, Where did you learn this from? Isn't this a little too demonic? Seeing how scared Chen Shang was now, Feng Yuji giggled. This is someone's innate ability. I didn't learn anything. Chen Shang said. I heard that the Mei Emperor's woman who was bewitched was also very powerful. Feng Yuji nodded, and said with a stern expression, That's right, back then Mei Yao and you were almost controlled by her. Then is Mei Emperor a man or a woman? It's a woman. I'm not afraid to tell you that we were born on the same day. We lived together for a period of time. Feng Yuji sighed, a complicated look in her eyes. It seemed like her relationship with Mei Emperor was not simple. Are you two sisters? Mei Emperor and Feng Yuji both had this special ability, and they were both born on the same day, so Chen Shang had asked her this question. It's not a sister, we were not born like normal people. I only remember that I stayed very close to a crystal, and when I grew up to become a little girl, I broke open the crystal ball and came to this world, and Mei Emperor also came to me on the same day, only that the crystal ball that gave birth to her was not a crystal ball, but a black ball instead. The process of your birth is not ordinary either, you all popped out from the stone. Chen Shang laughed, your origins are really mysterious. Feng Yuji rolled her eyes at him, alright, do what you need to do. I have a lot of work to do right now. Yeah, help me pay attention to the tier 7 and above immortal medicines. If possible, you'd better help me buy them first. Chen Shang said, I will go to the wilderness to try my luck, see if I can find wild immortal medicine. After leaving the Divine Feather School, Chen Shang didn't know where to find wild immortal medicine, so he could only ask around. After that, he followed a group of people to a more dangerous place in the sacred region called Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea. The Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea was actually an extremely huge lake in the interior of the continent. Even if an immortal was to speed up, it would still take more than 10 years to cross, which was why it was called the sea. From this, it could be seen that the sacred domain was extremely huge, as if it had no boundaries. It was said that there were many islands in the Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea that had not been discovered yet. Because no humans had set foot on these islands all year round, there were many rare and ancient immortal medicines that grew on these islands, and there were also many instances of holy medicines being found in these islands. Chen Shang came to a small town beside the Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea. He stood on the shore and looked at the endless Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea. Waves after waves of cool breeze blew over, landing on his face, causing him to feel very comfortable. He sat comfortably on a rock, enjoying the caress of the sea breeze. Little naughty dragon, what do you think I should do to resist Feng Yuji's charm? If I can't deal with her, I can't think of a way to deal with Mei Emperor either. This was the knot in Chen Zhang's heart. He had always thought that his ability to resist the temptation was not bad, but after seeing Feng Yuji's portrait, he was no longer that confident. I had thought of a way to deal with it before, and sealed off my own vision, but after thinking about it again, I felt that it was useless. This is because Feng Yuji's innate charm directly penetrated into your soul, and even if you don't look, it would be able to penetrate into your mind. Long Shui said, at the moment, there's no way to resist her enticing power. However, there's a huge difference in strength between you and her now. Even though you possess the shaped divine deity, your cultivation is not profound enough, especially in the divine way. You're far from being comparable to an old demon like Feng Yuji who has lived for many years. Chen Shang was a little dejected before, but after hearing what Long Shui said, he knew that there was only one way left to him, and that was to raise his strength, raise his cultivation, and make his soul stronger. Once I refine the holy elixir, my cultivation will be able to catch up very quickly. Chen Shang encouraged himself inwardly before looking at the boundless sea in front of him. With a loud shout, he rushed up into the sky, flying quickly above the sea as he searched for islands that were bearing immortal medicines. Chen Shang would not land even if he saw one. Right now, he was going to find an island with a city built on top of it. He would go up to the island and inquire about some information. He flew for more than 10 days and saw a relatively large island. On it, there was a small city without transmission array, but there were many people who were looking for treasures in Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea, many of them being powerful sacred immortals. Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea is a huge treasure trove. There should be a lot of holy stone lode hidden deep under the sea, and there should be some kind of great power hiding in the Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea. Long Shui said, Super Holy School should have already extended his hand here. Those who dared to come to the Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea were all very courageous people. After entering the Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea, it meant that they had half a foot in a coffin, and sometimes, even if they were flying in the sky, they would still meet some strong flying beasts, which were extremely dangerous. Therefore, everyone in this city had a valiant aura. Chen Shang only walked here for half a day to have a rough understanding of the Nine Spirit Heavenly Sea. For example, in this city, there would be some bounty missions, such as killing sea beasts, searching for deep-sea mines, finding island immortal medicines, and so on. These were all huge bounties. Right now, Chen Shang was in the Western Sea, and the overlord of the Western Sea was the Divine Shock sect. It was said that their strength was on par with the current Super Holy School, and they were working for the Hell Devil Emperor, but they were not under the control of the Super Holy School. Chapter 1650. Chen Shang never thought that there would actually be a hidden colossus that could rival the Super Holy School's here. And this was merely the Western Sea of the Nine Spirit Heavenly Seas. If the Hell Devil Emperor controls the great powers in the sacred domain, if we start a big battle and attack the Nine Heaven World, it will definitely be a tough battle. Long Shui sighed. I hope that Nine Heaven World can quickly become stronger. In these past few years, 9 Heaven World has not been able to develop much, but these endless heaven realm have developed so quickly. Chen Shang said, currently, DTN's Holy Spirit Chi is increasing every day, and it won't be long before he can surpass all these endless heaven realm. He can definitely produce many strong warriors, but it will take a while. This island was still too small. Chen Shang did not have any gains. Right now, he was at the West Sea Island with a relatively large number of people. It was the headquarters of the Shinto sect, a huge island with tens of millions of people on it. Chen Shang spent more than 10 days before arriving at Heavenly Waves Island. There were indeed a lot of people there, and many of them stayed here for a long time. Of course, most of them came from the various islands in the 9-spirit Heavenly Sea, as well as the other places on the sacred land. As soon as he entered the city, he heard people talking about something strange. It seemed that there was an extremely tense atmosphere hanging over the entire island. In the notice board at the city gate, many people were gathered here to watch the bounty being posted. Recently, many old fellows appeared in the Western Sea. They were all Saint Realm experts. Those originally domineering Saint Lords were now so scared that they didn't even dare to fart. An old man laughed. Didn't the Divine Wave sect already declare their loyalty to the Hell Devil Emperor? If the Super Holy School dared to come here, they would not be afraid that the Hell Devil Emperor would blame them, a man asked in surprise. In the Absolute Monarch Sanctuary, one could become a Saint Immortal after having undergone 9 transformations. Above the Saint Immortal, the Saint Lord was the Saint Lord, and the Saint Realm experts such as Feng Yuji, the Leader S, the Eagle Emperor S, and the Fox Emperors were all Saint Rulers. According to strength, Chen Shang was only a Holy Lord right now, stronger than many Holy Immortals, but not as strong as the Holy Master. Now that the Holy Knights were gathered in the Western Sea, Chen Shang was also somewhat anticipating the upcoming grand show. No, I heard that they are here to kill a person, and the person who placed this bounty was the Hell Devil Emperor. The old man's words surprised Chen Shang. The Hell Devil Emperor had placed a bounty on someone to be killed, and that person was in the Western Sea. What kind of background was this? While Chen Shang was guessing in his heart, the old man continued, this person is very powerful. Previously, when he messed up the holy tree in the Sacred Beast Mountain Range, he almost chopped off the Eagle Emperor's old lair. Furthermore, he killed one of Hell Devil Emperor's Hades, and this person is the biggest stumbling block in Hell Devil Emperor's control over the sacred domain. Chen Shang was shocked. The person who was being killed by the Hell Devil Emperor's bounty was actually him. Senior, did you come to the Western Sea to kill that person as well? Chen Shang asked. He could tell that the old man was powerful, and was a holy lord. Of course not, that's something that the Holy Master did. I just wanted to try my luck, and many sacred masters know about this matter. As long as we can kill that person, we can obtain the divine deity bestowed to us by the Hell Devil Emperor. The old man shook his head and smiled. It's a pity that I am a Saint Lord, so I cannot find out where that person is from Hell Devil Envoy. The people watching the notice were all stunned. The Hell Devil Emperor actually took out the divine deity as compensation. Chen Shang secretly took a deep breath. His current situation was extremely dangerous. Old Senior, how is that Hell Devil Envoy so powerful to actually know where that person is? Chen Shang was very confident in his concealing ability, but the old man spoke as if the Hell Devil Envoy knew of his exact location. To tell you the truth, I came here from the Southern Ocean with our leader. Leader only said that Hell Devil Emperor paid a huge price and placed a curse on that person's body so that we would know his location at any time. After that, we can tell Hell Devil Envoy where he is before Hell Devil Envoy, and then we can tell the saints. The old man said. At this time, a man shouted out, South Sea, Senior, could it be that you come from the South Sea Holy Sword sect? Exactly. The old man smiled. Chen Shang cursed in his heart. He never thought that this Hell Devil Emperor would pay so much attention to him, pay a huge price and place an unknown curse on him. Then, take out a set of divine deity as a reward, in order to kill him. Long Shui said. This is pretty much the same as Qi Shi back then, only that the Hell Devil Emperor attacked late. Do you remember the Earth's core race that couldn't see the sun? Chen Shang said. Can't he just use a curse to kill me? Of course not. If possible, you would have already died, although there is this kind of curse, but it is not suitable for you. Of course not. If possible, you would have already died, but there would be this kind of curse, but it is not appropriate for you to use this kind of curse on your body. Long Shui said. Just how did this guy do it? There's a space between us, and he hasn't even seen me before. To be able to directly cast a spell on me, isn't that too outrageous? Chen Shang still found it hard to believe. Him being able to curse you means that he already hates you to a certain extent. This is also one of the important conditions to do so. Only when his hatred reaches a certain point can he use the curse. Long Shui said. Back then, the Iron Lion army and the Duan clan had repeatedly destroyed his plans, which was why they were cursed. Chen Shang scolded himself. So despicable. Long Shui laughed. You are right, it is not a curse that makes people want to kill you. Then, Hell Devil Emperor will have to pay a huge price to place the curse. As for what price it is, I do not know. Now that he had been hunted by a large group of holy saints, Chen Shang was extremely depressed. Although he had divine deity and Long Shui was by his side, facing a large group of holy saints, he could only flee. Before he even played around in the city, Chen Shang had already rushed out of the city, flying towards the deep sea at an extremely fast speed. He wasn't too worried, after all he had assimilated with the spatial rule spiritual bead. Chen Shang now understood why Ten Heaven's Supreme Lord went to hell all those years ago. Hell Devil Emperor was only relying on his strength as a god, he had gone too far in bullying others. Chapter 1651. The Hell Devil Emperor was unable to come to the Nine Heaven world, but through the resources he possessed and his powerful strength, he was able to gain a great deal of influence in the Nine Heaven world and the Endless Heaven realm. Directly interfering with the normal operation of these worlds, not only did God's realm not punish him, he did not even stop him. This made Chen Shang angry in his heart. He felt that the God's realm was deliberately allowing the Hell Devil Emperor to do this, so there was no need for this kind of God's realm to exist. I will pay attention to your surroundings at all times. As long as anyone approaches, I will be able to sense them within 100 miles. Especially those people with powerful strength. It is easier for me to discover them. Long Shui said. If there are too many sacred masters chasing after me, I can only temporarily escape. If there are one or two of them, you can make a move too. If you want to let them know, killing me to change divine deity won't be that easy. Chen Shang sneered, he could not wait to see a divine realm expert appear right now. With his and Long Shui's strength, even if they could not kill each other, it would be fine to let the other party suffer a small loss. Regarding the curse on the Hell Devil Emperor, Chen Shang did not feel that there was anything wrong with his body, nor did he know how well the Hell Devil Emperor grasped his position. Chen Shang flew above the nine-spirit heavenly sea, and below him was a huge stretch of land. He flew for many days, but still could not find any lively islands, all of which were destroyed by people. Originally, Chen Shang was still a little nervous. Being chased and beaten up by a group of powerful saint masters was not an easy task, but 10 days had passed and no one came chasing after him. This made Chen Shang feel much less pressured, and was able to concentrate on searching for the island where the growth medicine was coming from. However, just as he was relaxing his vigilance, both he and Long Shui suddenly sensed an extremely sharp qi approaching them, and it was even somewhat familiar. This aura seems to have come from that new Thunder Emperor of the heavenly region. Could it be that the other saint rulers have come as well? Long Shui said in a shocked voice, only his aura is left, he should be the only one here. Do you want to deal with him? Thunder Emperor. A powerful and domineering middle-aged man surfaced in Chen Zhang's mind. Back then, he had used the bone-melting magic palm to cripple Thunder Emperor's son. Now that Hell Devil Emperor was using divine deity to place a bounty on him, it was not strange that Thunder Emperor would come to kill him. As the strongest in the Saint Thunder Sky Realm, as well as the Thunder Emperor in charge of the Saint Thunder Sky Realm, his strength was probably much stronger than other Saint Realm experts. Forget it, for this guy to be able to find me, it must be because of his speed. It seems like the Hell Devil Emperor is very clear on my position. If a Saint Lord were to suddenly appear while we were halfway, it would be extremely disadvantageous for me. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he used the power of space to teleport instantly and disappeared from this area in the blink of an eye. Chen Zhang's current location was extremely far away from where he was just now. He estimated that even a holy master as fast as the Thunder Emperor would need a few days to reach him. The space in the heavenly realm was not like the 9 heaven worlds. Even if it could shatter space here, space would instantly repair itself in an instant. Even the powerful Saint Realm cultivators would find it difficult to travel through space as easily as Chen Shang. Although the Saint Realm cultivators could travel through space, they were not far from each other and their locations were not accurate. Chen Shang had fused with the spatial rule spiritual bead and was very familiar with the laws of space. He could easily use the power of space, so when he was shuttling through space, he was like a fish back in water. That won't do. If I don't kill one or two of these saints, they will think I'm scared. I have to let them know how powerful I am. Chen Shang floated in the air with his fists clenched tightly. Long Shui said. Then let's find one to teach him a lesson, it would be best if he can get rid of him. Chen Shang was still in the Western Sea right now and continued to search for those islands. He even slowed down while flying, and since the Hell Devil Emperor had control over his movements, there would be holy masters who would find him soon. Usually, they would be the fastest to arrive here. In just the past 3 days, Long Shui had already sensed that someone was rapidly approaching. Previously, when the Thunder Emperor was approaching, Chen Shang and he had noticed it at the same time, but now, Chen Shang did not feel it at all, which made him feel that it was very strange. Why didn't I sense it? Could it be that this fellow that came here is hiding? Chen Shang asked doubtfully. Is that so? This guy has a very arrogant aura, and that aura is extremely annoying. How is it possible that you can't feel such an obvious aura? Long Shui was also confused. Even if I don't want to feel it, with the force of the qi, it would be hard for me not to sense it. Chen Shang did not move, but simply floated in the air, waiting for the holy master who had come to kill him. He had already decided that no matter the cost, he would let this holy saint who came to kill him learn a lesson. He didn't have to wait too long before that saint arrived. He wore a white robe and carried a long sword on his back. His hair was white at the temples. Long Shui and Chen Shang couldn't tell where he came from, but he was definitely a saint. You are here to kill me? Chen Shang asked. It looks like you already know about the killing order issued by the Hell Devil Emperor. My luck is good, I was able to find you so quickly. The man smiled and casually held the sword on his back in his hand. You are from the South Sea Holy Sword Sect? Chen Shang asked again. He was not nervous nor was he afraid, but the current easygoing look he had surprised the man. This should be the first time you've seen me. I didn't expect you to recognize me. The man smiled slightly. I am the leader from the Sacred Sword Sect, Zhang Shijian. Zhang Shijian, this name is rather strange. Chen Shang rubbed his nose, then looked at the ordinary-looking longsword in Zhang Shijian's hand. When you were fighting me, if you were to be within 10 swords, your opponent would either die or lose. Zhang Shijian was still smiling, but his smile was filled with arrogance. So you never lost. Chen Shang could already feel the strong sword intent from the other party. Not in the past, and not in the future, but now it's even more impossible to lose. Zhang Shijian suddenly raised the sword in his hand, and aimed it at Chen Zhang's throat, but did not stab forward. When he met Chen Shang, he was not in a hurry to make a move. He was not afraid of Chen Shang running away, nor was he afraid of the other saint rulers coming over. Chen Shang laughed. A majority of people who use swords had this kind of arrogance. I wonder how you compare to the Sword Emperor of our 9 Heaven world. Chen Shang saw that the other party was not in a hurry to attack, so he did not attack in a hurry either. The Sword Emperor of your 9 Heaven world has disappeared a long time ago. He should be dead, and I'm the Sword Emperor now. I'll go to the 9 Heaven world in the future and let them know who the real Sword Emperor is. Zhang Shijian laughed, seeing that Chen Shang did not have any thoughts of fighting, he asked, are you trying to escape? Chapter 1652, Chen Shang laughed heartily. If I were to escape, you wouldn't be able to see me at all. I just want you to take advantage of this situation to take a look at this world and talk a bit more. Zhang Shijian laughed out loud. You're really arrogant, but since you got the Hell Devil Emperor to issue such a wanted poster to you, you shouldn't be as weak as you look. Arrogant. Same here. What Chen Shang said just now was the truth. The previous Thunder Emperor was so fast that they couldn't even take him down, and Long Shui had long discovered him. At that time, Chen Shang would be able to leave. HMPH. Zhang Shijian suddenly snorted. The sword in his hand had already pierced towards Chen Shang like lightning. The calm surface of the sea had suddenly surged, and following the thrust of the sword, a huge wave that was over 300 meters tall suddenly rose. He was previously laughing and talking, but in the blink of an eye, his sword was already as vicious as Liao's. If not for Chen Zhang's 100 battles, being able to avoid the attack when he sensed the sudden burst of killing intent, his body would have already been pierced through by the sword, and even if Chen Shang had profound WU diamond armor S, he would not have been able to withstand it. After Chen Shang dodged, he kept his distance from Zhang Shijian at the same time. The sword in the hands of the leader S in front of him was not a holy sword, it was not as ordinary as it looked. In that instant earlier, Chen Shang clearly felt how terrifying that sword was. It's dragon-slaying chi, what a powerful dragon-slaying chi. That sword should be a divine sword that has massacred many powerful dragons and beasts. If you use it well, the profound WU diamond armor you're wearing might not even be able to withstand it. Long Shui said in a shocked voice, no wonder I could sense this guy just now, it's because the sword in his hand is too powerful. To be able to dodge my sword strike, not bad, you are worth a divine deity. It shouldn't be just your abilities. Zhang Shijian looked at Chen Shang, who had suddenly flashed far away. Your sword was given to you by the Hell Devil Emperor, I'm afraid this is something only the God's realm has. Chen Shang said. The dragon-slaying chi was something that could only be accumulated by killing powerful sky dragons or god dragons. Otherwise, Long Shui would not be so afraid. Chen Shang took out the green dragon demon-slain broadsword and said to Long Shui, lend me your power, I must take care of this guy. You must be careful, when the time comes, neither of us will have much strength left. We must successfully kill him. Long Shui immediately channeled the power of Sky Dragon into Chen Zhang's body. When Zhang Shijian saw Chen Zhang's chi suddenly increase dramatically, he frowned and slashed at Chen Shang again from afar. This sword was even more terrifying than the previous sword. A large part of the sea was pressed in all directions by the aura from the sword. The waves seemed to rush up to the sky, engulfing the entire sky. The sky was overcast with thick clouds, rolling thunder, and dense lightning. It was very scary. Later on, he fused his divine deity and became even more powerful. Even if he did not receive the power that Long Shui had channeled into him, he could still withstand a few blows from Long Shui, or at least not be defeated by him with just 10 swords. The churning ocean wildly roared, and huge waves over 300 meters surged. This was caused by the power produced by Zhang Shijian when he struck with his sword. The force of his sword burst out with an extremely violent power. The powerful divine power condensed at the tip of his sword was used to stab at Chen Shang, causing space to ripple and distort as it pierced through. When Chen Shang saw this, he couldn't help but feel fear in his heart, and he did not dodge this time. There was no need for him to dodge. God power, divine deity, combined with Long Shui's dragon god's power, combined with the Azure Dragon Demon God slaying blade. Zhang Shijian thrusted from afar, but the sword did not come over, it only released a strong sword force that was able to destroy the heaven and earth. It was extremely terrifying. Break. Chen Shang brandished his blade and the green light of the divine blade shot out in all directions, releasing a burst of light that covered the entire body of the blade, congealing an extremely terrifying chi. From the divine blade, it suddenly shot out, transforming into a green-colored dragon. While roaring, it danced towards the incoming sword attack. The green dragon pierced through the surging sea of anger, causing the sea to surge even more ferociously as it ferociously charged towards the incoming huge wolf made of swords. In the sea, there were 2 giant waves, one was formed by a murderous sword, the other was formed by a giant green dragon. Dark clouds covered the sky and lightning flashed. The 2 furious waves clashed with each other. Boom, 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 the sound wave resounded in the sky, causing the sea water in the western sea to undulate up and down non-stop. The sound wave spread out in all directions, setting off a true berserk tide that engulfed countless islands. The aftermath of this fierce clash was enough to destroy dozens of huge cities. The force of the blade and sword fiercely clashed against each other. Zhang Shijian's dragon-slaying divine sword trembled, giving off a crisp humming sound, as it shook within the surging waves and the roaring thunder sea. Following the shock wave from before, it once again wreaked havoc in all 4 directions of the ocean. On the other hand, the green dragon demon-slain broadsword in Chen Zhang's hands were very stable, it was not affected in the slightest. You've already unleashed your second sword strike. I'd like to see if you can take me down within the 10 sword strikes. Chen Shang let out a cold laugh as he suddenly teleported next to Zhang Shijian and struck him with his deranged blade. Just as Zhang Shijian sensed the movement in space, Chen Shang appeared beside him and instantly slashed down. This was done in an instant, he had no time to dodge at all. The huge green dragon that Chen Shang slashed with his blade roared in his ears, an extremely berserk blade force enveloped him, and the large blade slashed straight towards his neck. In the end, Zhang Shijian was still a sword saint after all. Although he did not manage to avoid the blade in time, but with his rich battle experience, he subconsciously blocked with his sword. With a crisp clank, Chen Zhang's divine blade fiercely slashed onto the dragon-slaying god's sword. This was the first time Zhang Shijian had exchanged blows with Chen Shang head-on. The power carried by Chen Zhang's divine blade was true divine strength that had been baptized by divine deity, and Long Shui's dragon god power had also been tempered by the supreme dragon blood, so it was the most terrifying divine strength. Adding to that, the terrifying weight that erupted when Chen Zhang's physical body and divine blade absorbed the divine strength, caused the divine sword in Zhang Shijian's hand to almost fall out of his hands. However, he still withstood Chen Zhang's blade strike. However, the explosive power of the blade, and the terrifying impact it produced, still knocked him down from the sky and into the ocean. Had already realized how powerful Chen Shang was at this moment, especially the powerful dragon god's power and divine power that came from Chen Zhang's body. Just now, he could clearly feel that there were two types of strong and special divine powers colliding with each other on Chen Zhang's body, producing an extremely terrifying power. Zhang Shijian, who had sunk into the divine sense sea, felt fear in his heart as he fiercely jumped out of the sea. He looked at the sword in his hand, and saw that there was actually a small hole on it. You are far inferior to the 9 heaven world's sword emperor. You want to be called an emperor with your level. Chen Shang mocked and ridiculed him. What he said was the truth, because the sword emperor was extremely powerful. Long Shui had very high opinions of him, much more powerful than the person in front of him, only his whereabouts were unknown. Chapter 1653. Being mocked by Chen Shang, Zhang Shijian became furious. She bellowed, holding her sword, she angrily rushed towards Chen Shang, her body surging with terrifying killing intent. The dragon-slaying god sword that had a gap in it released an even more intense killing intent that soared to the sky. Seeing this, Chen Shang laughed coldly. The powerful dragon-slaying god sword started to spew out a black evil chi, which seeped into the ocean water and dyed it black. Sure enough, you did not even have a good ending when you made the deal with the Hell Devil Emperor. The sword in your hand is filled with dense baleful aura. Chen Shang originally thought that they would have to fight bitterly, but who knew that at this time, the other party would be infected by this kind of evil baleful aura. Towards him who had cultivated the devil-suppressing Kung Fu, the current Zhang Shijian was simply too easy to deal with. As long as I can kill you. Zhang Shijian's eyes turned red, the sword chi became extremely berserk and filled with hostility. This was the sign of one falling into evil. Chen Shang suspected that the dragon-slaying god sword was something that the Hell Devil Emperor had used before, and there was definitely a large amount of evil power hidden inside it. Sensing the evil power that was hiding inside Zhang Shijian's heart, Chen Shang felt that Zhang Shijian, who had been trampled on by Chen Zhang's dignity, only wanted to kill Chen Shang, so he lost his focus and was infiltrated by the evil power inside the dragon-slaying god sword. With your current condition, it's even more impossible for you to kill me. Chen Shang laughed out loud. Zhang Shijian had already swung his sword over. The sword force was extremely tyrannical, bringing with it a black mist. It rippled the water surface, which was dyed black. A burst of golden holy light appeared on Chen Zhang's body, and the dragon-slaying divine sword hacked down onto the light barrier that had just appeared on his body. This was an energy barrier formed by the devil-suppressing Qi Array, and it contained Chen Zhang's powerful devil-suppressing magic power. Let's end this quickly. Long Shui sent a sound transmission to Chen Shang because she and Chen Shang were using up all of their energy and there were a lot of experts chasing after him. When Zhang Shijian saw that not only did his attack have no effect, it had even bounced him off, he was even angrier in his heart. Even though he was unstoppable in the southern sea with his sword arts, a fierce attack was not able to hurt him at all. Such an obvious difference in strength caused Zhang Shijian to roar wildly. Black aura surged from his body, as if he was a berserk devil ignited by black flames. Chen Shang never thought that the dragon-slaying god sword would be so powerful, able to turn a saint into a demon so easily. If Zhang Shijian didn't use this dragon-slaying god sword, he would have to bitterly battle for a while before being able to take him down. Go meet your master in hell. Chen Shang took out the holy devil-suppressing seal and threw it out. It was as big as a small mountain, shining with a golden light, looking like a meteor as it pressed down towards Zhang Shijian. The dragon-slaying god sword that was releasing the evil force directly collided with the holy devil-suppressing seal's solid surface and was directly smashed into pieces by the divine force. The moment the dragon-slaying god sword was destroyed, Zhang Shijian suddenly became clear-headed, but it was already too late. The evil energy in the dragon-slaying god sword immediately rushed into Zhang Shijian's body, causing Zhang Shijian's body to turn pitch black. Black spikes emerging from his body, layers of black scales appeared. He looked extremely sinister. The evil energy was actually able to turn him into a terrifying demon. Subdue. Chen Shang shouted in a serious tone, because Zhang Shijian had suddenly become very powerful, both palms holding the holy devil suppressing seal, ready to lift it up. Chen Shang had no choice but to use an even stronger devil suppressing magic power to make the holy devil suppressing seal even stronger. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to suppress this Zhang Shijian. The holy devil suppressing seal became even heavier. Zhang Shijian, who could still hold on, was suddenly pressed down, and the instant he quickly fell, the holy devil suppressing seal released a gold light. The word, suppress, appeared, and pressed onto Zhang Shijian's body. The moment his body was destroyed, Chen Shang suddenly felt that evil spirit escaping from within. He anxiously used the soul-absorbing devil spell, wanting to completely destroy it, but who knew that in that short moment the evil spirit disappeared. As long as you stay in hell for a while, you will be able to revive him. You must know that his soul has already been sold to the Hell Devil Emperor, and the Hell Devil Emperor will not let him be destroyed so easily. Long Shui said in an extremely displeased tone, "This is the benefit of working hard for Hell Devil Emperor." Chen Shang looked at the gradually dissipating black baleful qi, and sighed, "I never thought that God's realm had dragons too, and even more of them." Just now, that sword was able to kill quite a few dragons, which was why it was able to condense a large amount of dragon-slaying qi. If there isn't a single dragon with divine deity, or if there isn't a single supreme dragon blood, then it shouldn't be an issue at God's realm. If we go up without a single bit of foundation, we'll definitely be bullied. Long Shui said. Long Shui's strength withdrew out of Chen Zhang's body. Chen Zhang's body only experienced pain for a while, and there wasn't any major problems, unlike the excruciating pain from before, when one wished to die. Another person has come. This is really annoying. I wonder when he will be able to break free from the Hell Devil Emperor's curse on me. Chen Shang could sense the auras coming from all four directions. They were all the powers of the Saint Ruler and the Thunder Emperor that was running in front of them the fastest. Zhang Shijian has already been killed by me. I don't have the energy to play with you now, see you next time. Chen Shang shouted loudly, the sound resonated in all directions, shaking the entire ocean. Following that, he took a step in the air and disappeared. Chen Zhang's qi suddenly disappeared. Thunder Emperor stopped in his tracks, and said coldly, Chen Shang, you will never be able to escape, you should take the chance and come out. As long as the Hell Devil Envoy continued to give them Chen Zhang's position, they were confident that they could catch him, just like how Zhang Shijian was. It was just that since Zhang Shijian had been killed, the sacred masters realized that it would not be easy to obtain the divine deity. Chen Shang was still in the Nine-Spirit Heavenly Sea, but he had already left the Western Sea. Many of his pursuers were sacred masters in the Western Sea, and it would not be easy for them to pass through the East Sea if he suddenly appeared. Especially since his location was very far away from where the transmission array was, he had to fly there directly. Chen Shang was on a small island in the East Sea. This place did not have any immortal medicines, or else there would definitely be a strong sea beast guarding this place. I can't go on like this. I can't even do things in peace. As long as they come, I'll have to run. Chen Shang cursed under his breath. If I had the power of the Saint Ruler right now, then I would be the one chasing after these guys. Long Shui said, they all found out about your location from Hell Devil Envoy. There should be several Hell Devil Envoy here, we just need to deal with them. Sigh, I've thought before, Hell Devil Envoy is the best choice. I used the Devil Suppressing Kung Fu and Holy Devil Suppressing Seal to suppress one of them, but it would not be easy to find them. These guys are probably scared to death of me. Chen Shang sighed helplessly, is there really no way to break this damn curse? Chapter 1654. Chen Shang came to Absolute Monarch Sanctuary to become a pill saint, and now that he was wanted by the Hell Devil Emperor, he couldn't refine pills without worry. Moreover, he didn't know when this kind of day would come to an end. Of course the curse can be broken. This usually requires the disappearance of the power of the curse. For example, the Duan clan got their hands on a curse, but after a while, the power of the curse will be used up and everything will be fine. Long Shui said, if we know how much curse power you have, we can just think of a way to quickly drain it. Chen Shang said, as long as I move, in order to determine my position, the curse will start to activate, thus consuming the curse power. I just don't know how much curse power there is. The curse power paid a huge price to use it on me by the Hell Devil Emperor, it definitely won't be that simple. Long Shui laughed. Of course, there will be a way, at least right now you have a way, you know how to travel through space, plus you need to search for these islands, it will require you to move everywhere, this 9-spirit heavenly sea is so big, you can go back and forth in these 4 areas, even if you cannot use up all the curse energy, the holy saints who chase you will definitely spurt blood. Chen Shang thought for a moment, then laughed. They crossed a large ocean and just as they were about to approach me, I suddenly disappeared. It didn't take them long before they found out that I was in another ocean, and they would definitely be angry, hee. I'm young anyways, let's see who will last long enough. Do you really think it's so easy to get a set of divine deity? The reason why I got divine deity as a bounty was not because of my luck. Chen Shang, who had no other choice, could only use this method of death. He was only looking for an island with immortal pills, and did not start refining pills. After searching for an island with immortal medicines, Chen Shang gained some insights. As long as he found an uninhabited island, and a holy beast appeared, most of the immortal medicines would be on it. During the month of being hunted, he had used this method to find tier 1 or 2 immortal medicines. They weren't of much use to him, and those holy beasts were weaker, he could easily kill them and then toss them to Long Shui to eat. Chen Shang had just finished eating the roasted beast meat on a small island when he sensed a few strong auras approaching him. He wiped his greasy mouth and laughed. This group of fellows, they have been chasing for over a month and yet they have not given up. Let's see how long they can hold out for. With that, the space around him started to ripple. His body merged with the fluctuating space and disappeared. Not long after he left, a burly voice came from the small island. Seeing the flames that had been extinguished and the fragrance of the grilled meat spreading in the air, the Thunder Emperor roared out, waved his hand and released a flash of lightning that struck the small island, causing it to emit an earth-shattering sound. The ocean surged, and amidst the wind and clouds, a small island was exterminated. The Holy Master who appeared afterwards, knew that Chen Shang had ran away when he saw the furious look on Thunder Emperor's face. Although he was disappointed, he was still rather happy because Chen Shang was not captured by the Thunder Emperor, otherwise, they would not be part of the divine deity. Thunder Emperor wasn't the first to arrive, because sometimes, when Chen Shang appeared, those sacred masters would immediately rush over if he was closest to the other sacred masters. However, they had never seen any trace of Chen Shang, so they would frequently see some leftover bones. I can't go on like this. It's been more than a month since then, and only Zhang Shijian and Chen Shang have exchanged blows. Most likely, Chen Shang thought that he was easy to deal with, and had not been chased around by anyone else at that time. An old man with white beard and hair said. He always knows that I'm coming over, but we've all hidden ourselves very well. It seems like we need to find a better concealment technique, or else we won't be able to catch up to him. A middle-aged man said. After saying that, they both left. It seemed that they planned to stop their pursuit of Chen Shang for a period of time and find a way to conceal their auras. Old Zhang, do you know anything about this place? Qi Shi sat on a circular flying disc. The one controlling the flying disc was Zhang Sheng, so the two of them had already reached the Saint Realm. Zhang Sheng shook his head. No, even if they did, they probably wouldn't remember me, what about you? Qi Shi laughed. There are a few enemies here, but that brat Chen Shang has met with big trouble this time. Several big guys from the Heaven Realm all came here to kill him, I wonder how he feels right now. Zhang Sheng chuckled, he's even better than you were back then. Even back then, when you were dealt with by the Hell Devil Emperor, you didn't have a skill like his. Chen Shang is not strong enough, and he was even kicked out of the tracing mantra. He can run, but it won't be long before he gets caught again, which will definitely bore him to death. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. Qi Shi laughed. Hell Devil Emperor has become smarter now, I have to kill him before Chen Shang matures, if not he will have a headache in the future. Zhang Sheng asked. How do we help him? That tracing mantra might not be the least lethal, but it's the lowest one. The power of the curse is hard to exhaust, and there's no way to touch it at all. Why are you so anxious? Let's just let him play for a while and go meet some old acquaintances. I don't dare to fight randomly in DTN for fear of damaging that place, but this is different. Qi Shi laughed out loud, the boldness of the voice caused the surrounding mountains to tremble crazily. Some of the holy beasts were originally very angry, but after sensing his qi, they didn't even dare to fart. Zhang Sheng chuckled, I heard that the Hell's 8 cavalry emissaries are all in the Absolute Monarch Sanctuary. I want to capture one to play with. The 8 riders in the Hell Devil Envoy are the 8 white-faced monsters riding black bone dragons. They should be the ones who spread Chen Zhang's location around. Qi Shi said. That's right, we can obtain divine deity after killing Chen Shang. For such a good thing, these 8 riders actually didn't find us. They really deserve a beating. Zhang Sheng laughed. You go find your old friend and fight, I will go grab a skeletal dragon devil envoy and meet up in super old sacred city. Qi Shi suddenly laughed sinisterly. That woman is also in super old sacred city, I remember that she is some divine feather school. Are you trying to find her? She is so powerful that even I am a little afraid of her. Zhang Sheng curled his lips. Right now, I am already clear-minded and lacking in desires. Qi Shi laughed out loud. Old Zhang, if it weren't for me back then, you would have almost become Mei Emperor's slave. I am a man after all. Furthermore, I did not lose anything, so the taste of the Mei Emperor is still not bad. Zhang Sheng stroked his chin, his face was filled with thought. Qi Shi snickered. Ice Emperor and Fire Swallow City had tried to seduce her before, but you seem to be even later than them. When I thought back to why I felt that she was so disgusting, and why is it that there seems to be someone else as well? Before Qi Shi could finish, he was kicked off the frisbee by Zhang Sheng. Zhang Sheng, who was riding the frisbee, disappeared into the sky in the blink of an eye. Chapter 1655, Chen Shang once again dodged the attacks from the Thunder Emperor and the group of holy saints. Not long after coming to the North Sea, he sensed the presence of the holy sage approaching him. There's only one guy. Just as Chen Shang was about to dodge, he did not sense any of the other saint rulers' auras. Should we get rid of him? Long Shui laughed. There's only one. Even if I don't act, you can probably take him down using the super old poison. Chen Shang laughed sinisterly. It hasn't been used for a long time, I'm almost unaccustomed to it. He took out a jade box that was meticulously packaged. After opening it, there were many small transparent granules inside. These were all refined from drunk god magical poison, and the other box had a small transparent pellet that was refined from magical corruption gas. To alchemist, refining a large amount of poison into such small pellets was extremely easy, not to mention Chen Shang. For a super old poison to refine such a pellet, the poison power could be imagined, but Chen Shang felt that it was still not enough to deal with a saint. I need at least a dozen pills before I can put them down. Chen Shang quickly threw over a dozen of these transparent pellets into the Yanlong furnace. Just like that, he floated in the air above the ocean, refining these drunk god magical poison and fusing them into a small pellet, convenient to poison. He finished it very quickly. That saint would need some time, enough time for him to finish several rounds of refining. Not long after, he quickly refined several magical corruption gases. The saint had already arrived. It was a bald old man who looked very old. The wrinkles on his face were so numerous that they almost covered his entire face. You are Chen Shang. Thank you for allowing me to obtain a set of divine deity. This old man was extremely excited. He looked at Chen Shang as if he thought that he would be able to obtain divine deity soon. In just a blink of an eye, he was already enveloped by the black qi. He felt that all around him, there were thick walls formed by the black qi, and the worst thing was, the black qi had a very pungent smell, causing him to almost vomit. Chen Shang immediately sealed his sense of smell, and something that made him alarmed happened. The black qi that surrounded him suddenly pressured down. He anxiously released a demon suppression barrier, but the strange black qi actually directly penetrated the demon suppression barrier and quickly adhered onto his body, went through his nose, ears, eyes, and entered his body. In that instant, a large amount of black qi completely entered Chen Zhang's body. At this time, Chen Zhang's eyes, ears, nose, and mouth were releasing that black aura, looking extremely terrifying. Haha, you're dead for sure. Even if a god appeared, he wouldn't be able to cure you of this poison. The bald old man laughed out loud. He felt that he was just too amazing. He had taken down Chen Shang, who Thunder Emperor and the others could not handle even once. What poison is this? A super old poison? At this time, Chen Shang took advantage of the situation and used his spatial energy to secretly put a refined drunk god magical poison pellet into the throat of the bald old man by teleporting through space. The laughing bald old man didn't even notice that the pellet had entered his throat. Super old poison, that's out of date. It's not as powerful as this new poison. Before the bald old man finished speaking, he felt that something was amiss. When Chen Shang spoke just now, he was very spirited. There were no signs of poison. Chen Shang laughed. Really? Impossible. Why are you fine? The bald old man was extremely astonished. Just as he wanted to release the second round of poison gas, he felt his body go weak and he couldn't use his divine power. As a powerful saint, divine power was the protection of his strength. Even if he had a powerful body, he would still have to kneel in the face of the attacks of a large number of drunk god magical poison. Is your body very soft? Hee. Chen Shang laughed. Just now, you were struck by a drunk god magical poison that wasn't ranked among the top few. Although it isn't as strong as your new, strange poison, it's still enough to poison you. When did you poison it? Without the control of the god power, he was just a piece of trash. Facing Chen Shang who had green dragon demon slain broadsword he could only die. Chen Shang took out a flying disc, causing the bald old man, who had lost his energy, to land on it. Your poison skills aren't skilled at all, so you should be able to poison silently so that the other party won't notice. Chen Shang laughed. Looking at him, he was not in a hurry to kill. It was precisely because of this that the bald old man was even more afraid. Right now, he only hoped that Chen Shang would be more straightforward and kill him with one slash. The reason you came to kill me so quickly is because there is a hell devil envoy nearby, right? Chen Zhang's palm had already pressed down on the old man's bald head, as he started to circulate his soul-absorbing devil spell, searching through his memories. The bald old man immediately cried out in pain. When he was awake, he was searched with soul-absorbing devil spell. Very quickly, Chen Shang found out that there was something related to the Hell Devil Envoy, and it was indeed in the Northern Sea. You can die in peace now. Chen Shang used his strength to pinch the old man's head, and at the same time using soul-absorbing devil spell, he activated devouring magic Kung Fu and swallowed his opponent's powerful soul. Ah, my soul, you son of a bitch, the old man roared. Do you really think that you won't die just because you worked hard for the Hell Devil Emperor? Now, I won't even let you have a soul. During the process of devouring, Chen Shang felt a resistance. This was the power of the Hell Devil Emperor. Last time when he killed Zhang Shijian, he let his soul escape. This time he would definitely not let this old man enter hell. Die. Chen Shang channeled his soul-absorbing devil spell with all his might, using it to the extreme, slowly devouring the old man's soul. After a while, Chen Zhang's head was in pain. Even though his divine sense C was very strong, but to be able to devour such a strong soul, he had been swollen to the extreme. I need to hurry up and refine it. Chen Shang threw the old man's body into the demon god slaying tower to feed the king of hell. He planned to refine it after he fattened up this king of hell. The soul that was devoured was actually absorbed by the divine deity not long after it had entered the divine sense C. Upon closer inspection, Chen Shang discovered that after the divine deity devoured the soul, it actually refined quickly, causing the divine deity to shine and release waves of pure divine power, strengthening his divine sense C. This divine deity is so powerful, it was instantly refined. Chen Shang exclaimed. I basically don't need to circulate 9-turn dragon god mantra. Divine deity were originally condensed from cultivation techniques. He himself was an intelligent cultivation technique, and after absorbing it, he could use it on his own. There's no need for you to focus on it. Long Shui laughed. If you devour more souls, maybe you can make your soul stronger, and at that time, you can get rid of the curse Hell Devil Emperor placed on you. Chapter 1656. Chen Zhang's eyes lit up. The curse was all placed on his soul, because Chen Zhang's current soul was still too weak for the Hell Devil Emperor, so he was trapped by the curse. If his soul evolved to be extremely strong, the curse that imprisoned his soul might be broken. Alright, I'll go look for the Hell Devil Envoy now. The Hell Devil Envoy is something that came from devouring a large amount of souls from hell and was evolved from a soul body. The soul should be very powerful. Chen Shang had seen Hell Devil Envoy's appearance from the bald old man's memories. He was a man with a face as white as flour, riding a black bone dragon. In the future, as long as I meet these lonely fellows, no matter what, I will devour their souls. Long Shui laughed. Your soul has become stronger. I will cultivate the God's Join method with you. There are also great benefits for me. Chen Shang was rushing towards the Hell Devil Envoy. He asked, what is the strongest realm of the soul, compared to mine, who is stronger? Of course it's my strength. I've evolved into an Emperor soul. Any soul that reaches my level can be called Emperor. Long Shui said, if you were also an Emperor soul, you would probably be more powerful than me, because you have the shaped divine deity. Is there something special about the Emperor soul? Why haven't I seen you display it before? Chen Shang said doubtfully. The Emperor soul should have some sort of special ability. Of course there is. It's just that everyone's emperor soul is different. For example, my emperor soul's ability is to eat and sleep. Long Shui said. What kind of ability is this? Everyone knows it. Chen Shang laughed. Who said it? Find a strong of Lord stage like me that can eat. Even if they can eat, can they refine things like me after a short sleep? I can become stronger even if I sleep. Long Shui said. This emperor soul is too inferior to actually have this kind of ability. Chen Shang was a little disappointed. I know many strong of Lord stage, and they have never told me the abilities of emperor soul, not even half of them would say it if they were close to me. However, the abilities of emperor soul are closely related to a person's personality, half of them can guess it. Long Shui said. Chen Shang suddenly thought of Feng Yuji and the Mei Emperor, and said, could the emperor soul's abilities be their charm powers? It's very possible. I've suspected it before, but there's no way to verify it. Long Shui said, within the 9-heaven world, every single one of them has a very distinct characteristic. That's right, the Fire Emperor uses fire, the Ice Emperor uses ice, the Dan Emperor refines pills, the Divine Craftsman forges pills. With your unique characteristics, you clearly have the ability to eat and sleep, yet you call yourself Heavenly Dragon Supreme Lord or even the Great Emperor of Sleep. Chen Shang laughed. Long Shui unhappily snorted a few times. What do you know? Someone like me is the true powerful emperor. Do you know the special characteristics of the 10 Heavens Supreme Lord and the White Tiger? Chen Shang replied, isn't it just killing? Long Shui said, that's right, with one look, I can tell that they have some of the Emperor Soul's abilities, but other people definitely wouldn't be able to guess my abilities, so I am mysterious and powerful. What kind of logic is this? Chen Shang thought about it. If Long Shui did not tell him, he would not have been able to guess Long Shui's ability. This is the logic of the strong. Do not look down on my ability to eat and sleep. As long as I can eat and sleep, I will be strong. Back then, the reason why I condensed divine deity was because I ate and slept for many years before I condensed it. Long Shui was extremely proud. Give me some more time, and I'll be able to forge 10 divine deity. Chen Shang could not deny the power of Long Shui. Then what about my Emperor Soul's abilities? I keep having the feeling that the other strong of Lord Stage's Emperor Soul aren't that powerful. Chen Shang felt that the Emperor Soul was just like that. Long Shui immediately refuted. Don't say that. Dan Emperor's Emperor Soul's abilities are also very mysterious. It is said that they have already reached the state of condensing medicinal pellets, and just by staring at the medicinal ingredients, they can immediately condense a pellet. If it is not for that, Dan Emperor's title of Pill Elder would not have been taken away by him. There's also Qi Shi's killing Emperor Soul. The killing aura that he instantly condensed can turn into mountains and rivers, and there's no need to mention Old Zhang, the Divine Craftsman. I heard that when he uses the Emperor Soul's power, he can absorb the energy of heaven and earth and turn them into precious materials to be refined into weapons and artifacts. After Chen Shang heard it, he took back what he had said just now. This Emperor Soul was actually so powerful. Different Emperor Soul, although their abilities were different, it was still shocking. Their Emperor Soul is pretty cool, but yours seems to be average. Chen Shang said. Didn't I say it already? I can condense divine deity, which is stronger than anything else, and with divine deity, I can grow even more powerful. I heard that if divine deity grows well, I can also condense the second divine deity, and with the second divine deity, I can cultivate the second Emperor Soul. Long Shui snorted. That's why my ability to eat and sleep is the best. This can help me build a firm foundation, and allow me to have the ability to become the second Emperor Soul in the future. Chen Shang immediately had a whole new level of respect for Long Shui's Emperor Soul. In other words, I already have an Emperor Soul, so I'm already a strong of Lord Stage. I wonder what my Emperor Soul's abilities are like. Chen Shang was a little excited. More or less, but your situation is a bit special. Even if you have Emperor Soul's, with your current situation, you can't be considered a real strong of Lord Stage. Long Shui said. Why? Chen Shang was a little confused. Because your body is not strong enough, your bones are at least at the purple gold level. Long Shui said. Right now, you should still have pure gold bones. There is still platinum gold on top of it, just violet gold. Chen Shang said. Above purple gold is a crystal bone, and lastly, a jade bone. I am still far from that realm. What kind of bones do you have now? I have a purple gold skeleton now. If not for my rebirth, I would at least have a crystal skeleton now. My Emperor Soul's ability is so strong that it can only be learned after eating and sleep, so if I want to evolve into a jade bone, it will happen sooner or later. With the Emperor Soul, he could use it to devour the holy man's soul, but if he wanted to strengthen his body, he could only do it through pills. He didn't have the same kind of power as Long Shui, who only knew how to eat and sleep. The Hell Devil Envoy knew Chen Zhang's location. In order to not attract the Hell Devil Envoy's attention, he shuttled back and forth in the North Sea, making the Hell Devil Envoy think that he was searching for an island. At the same time, he also let Long Shui confirm the location of the Hell Devil Envoy. Hell Devil Emperor could not come straight into the human world, so Chen Zhang was not afraid of him. After taking away Hades, he let the Hell Devil Emperor be ruthless to him. He felt that since he was already hated by the Hell Devil Emperor, killing another Hell Devil Envoy was not a big deal. Chapter 1657. Long Shui used the spirit traveling technique and after about 2 hours, he found the location of the Hell Devil Envoy. That fellow is on a very large island. Long Shui said. There are many holy lords trying to curry favor with the Hell Devil Envoy, wanting to find out your position through him. That's why they are serving him on the island, capturing some holy beasts so that he can absorb their beast souls. Chen Zhang laughed coldly. This group of sacred masters truly dislike living long. To actually want to kill me, then Hell Devil Envoy would definitely not tell them that the Baldy is already dead, and would not want to scare away this group of cheap servants. From the image that Long Shui passed to him, he saw the snow-white-faced man sitting on top of a high platform. Below him were the holy monarchs, and many humanoid holy beasts were tied up and placed below the platform. In the northern sea of the nine-spirit heavenly sea, there were actually a few hundred holy monarchs gathered there. They had captured over 1,000 holy beasts alive, although they had turned into human beings. Long Shui could tell that many of them were sea beasts. This is a good opportunity. Chen Zhang moved according to the position Long Shui provided and started to circulate his spatial energy, preparing to teleport over accurately. On the island where the Hell Devil Envoy was, many of the sacred masters were gathered and having a feast. The Hell Devil Envoy was like an emperor sitting on a high platform, releasing a weird laughter, raising his cup to drink with everyone. In this atmosphere of joy, all of the holy beasts that were tied up, their bodies riddled with wounds, fell on the ground in a mess, their faces full of dejection because they were about to be devoured by the beast spirit. Lord Demon Envoy, this holy beast is the famous Pearl King of the Nine-Spirit Heavenly Sea. It is a huge pearl that is deep under the sea. An old man pinched the face of a beautiful young lady and laughed loudly. Every drop of this woman's tears is worth millions of kilograms of holy stone. Her tears not only can make a girl forever young, they can also quickly heal injuries. I only care about her soul. The Hell Devil Envoy asked with his sinister voice, because he could only become stronger by consuming the soul. At this moment, the Pearl King's face was filled with despair. Her pair of beautiful eyes were lifeless and void of life. Her entire body was tied up with a special kind of rope, making it impossible for her to transform into her original body. Her soul is naturally very good. Lord Demon Envoys will definitely like her. The old man hurriedly said. Fine, bring her up here, I'll try it. Hell Devil Envoy rubbed his hands together and laughed. That old man sent the beautiful Pearl Monarch up. Although she looked like a young girl, she had been cultivating in the deep sea for tens of thousands of years. If I'm satisfied, I will tell you where Chen Zhang is. Hell Devil Envoy laughed out loud. That eerie laughter made people's hair stand on end. Hell Devil Envoy laughed out loud, and then used his pale and skinny claws to stab at the Pearl King's head, but his wrist was suddenly grabbed by a powerful big hand, which was shining with a holy light. Upon seeing this hand, the originally despairing Pearl Emperor felt as though he had seen the dawn of hope. You don't need to tell him. I'm already here. Chen Zhang laughed heartily, then used the demon-suppressing pagoda that had turned into a rod and smashed towards Hell Devil Envoy's head, causing Hell Devil Envoy to let out a sharp scream as black blood and chi surged out from his head. Chen Zhang. Hell Devil Envoy wanted to struggle free from Chen Zhang's grasp, but Chen Zhang's hands, which were covered with devil-suppressing magic power seemed to have been specially used to handcuffs the demons, locking him in place. I didn't think I would come. Chen Zhang smiled, then pointed the larger demon god-suppressing pagoda in his hand towards Hell Devil Envoy's head. A golden whirlpool appeared at the bottom of the tower, sucking in all of the evil energy that had formed into the Hell Devil Envoy into the tower. Shui, don't let these bastards escape, arrest them all. After Chen Zhang stored the Hell Devil Envoy in the demon god-slaying pagoda, he sat on the throne that the Hell Devil envoy had just been sitting on and casually waved his hand, releasing the tied-up Pearl King. When the holy beasts that thought they were going to die saw Chen Shang release the Pearl King, they were overjoyed. This was because they wouldn't be sucked into the Hell Devil envoy. Becoming a holy beast was not easy, no one wanted to die. At this moment, they were extremely grateful to Chen Shang, wishing to kneel down and kowtow to him. Long Shui flew out from Chen Zhang's body and floated in the air. The elegant and beautiful her suddenly let out a dragon's roar that caused all the holy beasts present to tremble in fear. Hearing Long Shui's heavenly dragon's roar, the holy beasts were now no less afraid than when they were facing death. Even the holy monarchs didn't expect that this beautiful lady in white dress would actually be an extremely terrifying heavenly dragon. After the Hell Devil envoy was grabbed by Chen Shang, his black dragon mount hurried over, but following Long Shui's roar, the black bone dragon was immediately shaken into dust. Those sacred monarchs were all dumbstruck. Hell Devil envoy had been captured in a few moves, and that black bone dragon mount that looked extremely terrifying had been instantly destroyed, and only now did they realize just how foolish they were. They actually wanted to find out where Chen Shang was, and wanted to kill him to get the divine deity. Long Shui swept a glance at the several hundred sacred monarchs and let out a cold snort. Her white dress fluttered in the wind, releasing a burst of white, gentle, and holy multicolored light, which shone upon the bodies of the sacred masters. Instantly, the light turned into tiny white dragons, and like a rope, tied up all the sacred monarchs. Long Shui was a heavenly dragon supreme lord who possessed an emperor soul. Although he didn't have the power he had back then, he was more than enough to deal with these sacred masters. After the holy lords were restrained, they all begged for forgiveness, but Chen Shang didn't care and threw out the demon god-slaying pagoda in his hand, floating above the holy monarchs and kept all of them inside the pagoda. After that, Long Shui untied the holy beasts. "Thank you, Sir Shen, for saving me." The Pearl Sovereign King immediately thanked Chen Shang, and the other holy beasts quickly thanked him as well, as they shouted out to repay Chen Shang. Chen Shang said with an ashamed face, "Since everyone has been captured, it has something to do with me, so I can't really be considered as saving all of you. Even if it wasn't because of Mr. Shen, these fellows would have caught us. I am willing to follow you in the future." A burly man shouted, "I hope I can help you." These holy beasts were not stupid, they had obviously heard of Chen Zhang's name before. To be chased down by so many holy rulers and even dare to challenge the Eagle Emperor, accompanied by an incomparably strong heavenly dragon, being able to follow Chen Shang was a good thing. Although Chen Zhang's current situation was not very good, but the Pearl King said softly, "Lord Shen, I am willing to follow you as well." Chen Shang looked at the group of holy beasts. Although there were thousands of them, but there were only 4 women, all of them were extremely beautiful. Look at her, she might need some companions. Chen Shang looked at Long Shui beside him. Long Shui stuck his tongue out at the Pearl King, then laughed, "If you don't mind, you can follow me." After all, dragons were the emperors of beasts, not to mention heavenly dragon supreme lord like Long Shui, who would naturally be more willing to have pearls. Seeing Long Shui taking them in, 3 female holy beasts all walked up to him. Long Shui accepted all of them. Since there were not many of them, the other holy beasts all hated themselves for not being women. "Everyone, I have a request. I am looking for medicinal ingredients of the 7th grade of Immortal grade or above. Do you have any clues related to them in the Northern Sea, or if you all have these immortal medicines in your hands, can you lend them to me? I will be able to return them very soon." This was the reason why Chen Shang was able to save the thousands of holy beasts. Chapter 1658. This group of holy beasts had escaped death, so they were extremely grateful. However, when Chen Shang asked this question, some of the holy beasts were not willing to part with them. Chen Shang could tell that some of the holy beasts had a troubled expression. Amongst all the holy beasts, there were still some who were sincerely grateful. An old man walked out and handed a small wooden box to Chen Shang, and said, "This is the jaded god Lingzi, it should be a grade 7 immortal medicine." The old man took out the jaded god Lingzi. It was only the size of a palm and was as beautiful as a carved white jade. It emitted a gentle white light. Exactly, this is the jaded god Lingzi that can be refined into a jaded soul pill. Chen Shang was overjoyed. He felt that he had not saved the holy beasts for nothing. The jaded essence pill was a kind of rare level 7 elixir. Even some of the older Dan Immortals would not know about the existence of this elixir. "Please wait a moment, I am only recording the appearance and will be able to return it to you soon." Chen Shang handed the jade god Lingzi over to Long Shui, and Long Shui entered into the ring, using the spirit liquid to quickly duplicate the jade god Lingzi. When the old man took it out, he had already decided to give it to Chen Shang as a form of gratitude. When he received the jade god Lingzi, the old man did not realize that the jade god Lingzi was copied. Even a pill saint like Feng Yuji would find it hard to discover. With the jade god's Ganoderma, Chen Zhang's next target for refining the pellet had been set. However, what troubled him the most was that the Hell Devil Emperor was looking for him, which brought him a lot of trouble. My pursuers will be arriving soon. Everyone, please leave this place as soon as possible. I am worried that I will implicate you, Chen Shang said. Although these holy beasts had lived in this dangerous nine-spirit heavenly sea for many years, they were extremely weak in the face of a bandit's saint humans, and could be easily captured. Hearing Chen Zhang's words, they all bade farewell to him and expressed their gratitude. Then, they quickly left, leaving the few women who followed him behind. Of the other 3 girls, 2 of them were sea beasts and could not leave the water for too long, so it was inappropriate for them to enter the ring, so Long Shui could only let them leave. Right now, other than the pearl, there was also a white peacock by Long Shui's side. The white peacock was a round-faced beautiful woman. Her long black hair was adorned with white peacock feathers. She was extremely beautiful and wore a white dress with some white feathers on top. Her smile was very sweet. The way Chen Shang looked at him made her blush a little. She was respectful towards Chen Shang, because he was an expert that she could only look up to. Elder brother Shen, I am Kong Bailing, thank you for saving me. Kong Bailing said softly. His face was a little red, and very shy, as if it was the first time a man had spoken. Although she looked like a young girl, her face was filled with a straightforward smile. She said to Chen Shang, in the future, if there's anything that you can help with, you can just say so. Chen Shang laughed, patted Pearl and Kong Bailing's head and said gently, I am from Nine Heaven World, in the future, you must follow us back to Nine Heaven World, and we'll leave this place for a long distance, are you willing? I'm willing, but I don't have anything else to do after I leave the water. Pearl said very straightforwardly. It doesn't matter, as long as I don't have to be alone in this place. I'm afraid of being alone. Kong Bailing lifted her head and used her beautiful eyes to carefully look at Chen Shang. Seeing Chen Zhang's devilish smile, she blushed and quickly lowered her head. It was Chen Zhang's first time seeing such a shy girl, so he felt that Kong Bailing must have rarely seen strangers. Hurry up and leave, one of the Hell Devil Envoy here has been captured, the other Hell Devil Envoy will soon discover it, I wonder what kind of powerful guy will rush here at that time. Long Shui said. Without asking Pearl and Kong Bailing, he brought them into the ring. If a few Hell Devil Envoys came, Chen Shang would not have to be afraid, but if strong Thunder Emperors came, sealed the space, and surrounded and attacked him, he would be in trouble. Chen Shang immediately ran from the North Sea to the middle of the Southern Sea. He didn't even dare go to the place where there were people, because those places had transmission arrays, and the people chasing after him would quickly arrive. Bai Ling, Pearl, do you know which islands have high-grade immortal medicine? Chen Shang chatted with the 2 girls inside the ring. When they heard Chen Zhang's voice, they did not think it was strange, because Long Shui had already explained everything to them. I knew it before, but that place should have already been found. This 9-spirit heavenly sea is still too small. After all these years, so many powerful people came here to find immortal medicine, and many islands have already been found, Pearl sighed. There was one on the island that I was protecting in the past, but it was taken away by an elder of the super holy school. Kong Bailing was a holy beast that lived on an island, and rarely left her island. Bai Ling, I will bring you to a good place in the future. There will be many good sisters there, so you don't have to be afraid of super holy school anymore. Long Shui giggled. She wanted Kong Bailing to be sent to the Hundreds of Flowers Palace, and inside the Hundreds of Flowers Palace, there were many girls that she thought highly of. She really wanted to see the Hundreds of Flowers Palace become stronger and stronger. Pearl, you said that this 9-spirit heavenly sea is still too small, then what sea would be considered big? Chen Shang asked. Of course it's the Sacred Water Heavenly Realm's boundless sea. Pearl said in an ambitious manner, my previous goal was to go to Sacred Water Heavenly Realm to take a look, but to travel through space, I needed a very powerful ability, and the spatial passageway that is opened is unstable, so I would still face a lot of danger. To cross from one heavenly territory to another, let alone a saint beast on the level of a pearl, even a saint realm master would find it difficult to travel there. However, Chen Shang was different. As long as he went to that place, he would be able to use up some of his divine power and quickly open a stable spatial passageway to go there. I went to the sacred water heavenly realm once, but I didn't stay there for long. Chen Zhang's eyes suddenly lit up. Now that he had the level 7 immortal medicine, Jade God Lingzi, he could temporarily not stay in the sacred domain. He could go to the other heaven regions to hide. Really, you've really been to the sacred water heavenly realm. Can you tell me about that place? I've only heard about it since I was young. Those old grandpas in sacred water heavenly realm telling me about it are all different, they might have made it up. Chen Shang laughed. That place isn't much to talk about. There is a large expanse of water, and occasionally there will be a few small islands, and the sea beasts inside should be very big. Elder brother Shen, can you speak a little more about it? For example, the smell of the ocean, how dark is the color of the sea? Little girl, I really don't know much about that place. If you want to know, then I'll take you to see it. Chen Shang laughed. Chapter 1659. In the eyes of Kong Bailing and Pearl, Chen Shang was an old demon who had lived for God knows how many years, but he didn't know that they were many times older than him. Really? Pearl was in disbelief as she excitedly hugged Kong Bailing, who was much taller than her, and bounced around. Of course it's true. It's easy for this guy to go to other heavenly realms. However, he might have to wait for some guys to come all the way here to capture him before he can go there. Long Shui laughed. Chen Shang was indeed waiting for the holy saints who came to capture him. Only when a large group of people came over did he leave and let that group of people come here for nothing. At the same time, he chatted with Kong Bailing and Pearl. Right now, Kong Bailing and Pearl were still in the trial stage. If he did not understand them well, Long Shui would not dare to allow them to enter the Hundreds of Flowers Palace. This was an extremely dangerous situation. Pearl, your tears are really powerful. They can quickly heal wounds. Chen Shang asked. Not only can it heal injuries, it can also restore one's beauty. It can also be used internally or externally, especially for those old women with wrinkles. After using it, they can immediately regain their youthful and beautiful appearance. At this moment, Pearl was just like a young girl. She was extremely proud of herself when talking about her own merits. Chen Shang laughed. Seems like it's very useful. If I need your tears, won't I have to bully you and make you cry? Pearl smiled coquettishly. Of course not. Come and find me when you need me. I can shed tears at any time. Kong Bailing chuckled. Elder brother Shen, little sister Pearl has just given us some pearl tears. They are so sweet. Her pearl tears should be used as an antidote for poisons. Although I have very little contact with the outside world, I have heard that her pearl tears can cure 100 poisons. So you're saying that Pearl also possesses the body of impenetrable? Chen Shang was a little surprised. Yes. Pearl said smilingly, I'll get you a bottle of tears later. No matter what poison you're infected with, you can get the antidote just by drinking a drop. Any kind of poison is fine. Chen Shang still did not believe that the Pearl's special ability was really too strong. If you could solve super old poison S, then it would be even more powerful. Kong Bailing said, within 9 Spirit Heavenly Sea, there are many poisonous beasts that possess highly toxic poisons. Some poisonous beasts' poisons are just as powerful as super old poisons, they can even be cured with pearl tears. Pearl giggled and said, Sister Bai Ling, I'm afraid I can't solve your eternal rest. Although this is the first time I've seen you, I know that you're the one who can use eternal rest. Long Shui said in surprise, it has been here for a long time. This is a strange poison that can turn living beings into white stone sculptures. If the stone sculptures are shattered, it would be equivalent to death. This name, it's really too devoid of poison. Chen Shang exclaimed, and muttered to himself, Demon Curse Blood Orchid, Shui Qing 1. This also sounds quite good, but it's a strange poison that torments people. The magical corruption gases and drunk god magical poison were the first to be grasped, and were also the most commonly used. Bai Ziqian had given the cursed blood orchid to him, so he rarely used it, because it was not beautiful at all when used. He also had profound in poison S, but last time he killed one, and took away the poison sac, allowing him to master a large number of profound in poison. And now, he had met a holy beast that had this kind of strange poison for a long time. He didn't think that this Kong Bailing, who seemed kind and shy, would actually be a woman who could control this strange poison. Pearls, other than you, who else would know that my special poison is naturally present in my white feathers? As long as I use a very thin feather, I will be able to poison it. Kong Bailing said with a little fear, if others knew I had this strange poison, they would have taken me away. Don't worry, other than us, no one else knows. Besides, how could you be so easy to catch? Otherwise, you would have been caught long ago. Sister Bai Ling, your poison is so powerful, you must have used it many times, right? Pearl laughed. It was all forced. I don't want to use it. It will be troublesome if I'm exposed. Kong Bailing said in a low voice. Don't worry, I won't hurt you guys. Chen Shang said. Bai Ling, can you give me a feather? This. As long as the feather leaves my body and touches someone else, it is equivalent to poisoning them. You will become a white rock, and as long as no one breaks it, the rock will last forever. It is said that this is also a method to prolong life, but you have to have a way to cure it. Kong Bailing said. Longevity. When your lifespan is almost up, you can use this method to freeze it up. Chen Shang gained a deeper understanding of this strange poison. As long as it is preserved properly, there should be no problem for many years. If I can find a way to extend its lifespan, I can remove the poison from its body and extend its lifespan. If I want to treat the poison, Pearl's tears might be possible. Kong Bailing said. Give me one, I'll try. If pulling an entire root hurts you, then just give me a little bit of it. Chen Shang really wanted to see the results. No, like I said, once the feather leaves my body, it will have poison properties. Even if it's just a strand of it, it will still contain a powerful poison. Kong Bailing was in a difficult position, but she insisted. She was worried she would hurt Chen Shang. Long Shui laughed. Bai Ling, you don't have to worry. He has the body of impenetrable, and there are a large number of magical corruption gas sealed in his body. The fame of the super old poison spread far and wide. Even the heavens knew that, as holy beasts who had lived for many years, how could Kong Bailing and the Pearl not know that Chen Shang actually had such a capability? Not only was it his impenetrable, but there were also a large number of magical corruption gas and drunk god magical poison. The 10 types of super old poison all have very similar poison powers. It shouldn't be able to poison me after living for a long time, right? Chen Shang said. Kong Bailing came out of the ring and carefully pulled out a short strand of hair. The strand of hair immediately transformed into a beautiful white peacock feather. Chen Shang received it, and looked at it carefully. At the moment, the white feather was releasing a white light. Holding it in his hand, he caressed it back and forth. It was extremely soft and comfortable, making him unable to let it go. Bai Ling, plucking feathers doesn't have much of an impact on you, right? Chen Shang looked at Kong Bailing, who had a face full of worry, and laughed. Look, I am fine, am I not? It's fine. It will grow out soon. I'll have as much hair as I have on me. Seeing that Chen Shang did not immediately turn into a white stone sculpture when he touched the feathers that were separated from her body, he immediately heaved a sigh of relief and revealed a sweet smile. Chen Shang asked somewhat embarrassedly, then can you give me a few more? I want to make a fan. Chapter 1660. To use this kind of poisonous feather as a fan, in battle, the wind created by the fan might even be poisonous. Just thinking about it caused chills to run down one's spine. This isn't too good. After all, this is a rare poison. I usually refine it into a thin needle. Kong Bailing took out a small box. Inside it were many thin and transparent crystal needles. Seeing this, Chen Zhang's heart jumped. Kong Bailing looked shy and weak, but she was actually a poison expert. The crystal needles in her hands were all made out of strange poison. I was just joking. Chen Shang put away the feather, looked at the crystal needle in her palm and asked, can you give me a few? Of course you can. I'll give all of them to you. There are over 1,000 of them in this box. When I'm bored, I can refine many of these peacock needles. I still have a lot on me. With regards to Chen Shang, his savior, Kong Bailing was very generous. She smiled sweetly and handed the box of poisonous peacock needle over to Chen Shang. No one would have thought that such a beauty would actually be born with a unique poison, and a rare longevity, at that. Chen Shang was very curious about her origins, but Kong Bailing had said that she only remembered the things that happened after she broke her shell, and did not know where he came from. Someone's approaching. It's the 4 saint rulers. There's no Thunder Emperor. Long Shui hurriedly told Chen Shang, and then told him to quickly enter the serene jade ring. Chen Shang had originally planned to leave after this batch of holy saints arrived, so that they would come here for nothing. But now that Kong Bailing had given him the peacock needle, he naturally wanted to test its effect. If I'm going to deal with the saint, I'll need to insert at least 100 peacock needles into it. When I refine it, I'll only use it to deal with the Saint Lord. In the future, I'll refine some peacock needles specially used to deal with the Saint Lord. Kong Bailing heard from Long Shui that they were 4 Saint Realm experts and quickly told him the news. Bai Ling, you already have these powerful peacock needles, why were you still captured by the saints? Long Shui didn't dare to touch the white peacock hair because he was afraid that he would become a statue. Kong Bailing sighed softly. At that time, I was besieged by several sacred masters, and some of them were far away, so it would have been difficult for me to prick them with a needle. However, I turned into a peacock and directly used my feathers to attack them, so I wouldn't have been caught, but my poison would have definitely been exposed. Kong Bailing didn't have a lot of battle experience, it was only when she fought alone that she dared to use the strange fossil poison. Being surrounded by so many people, this was her first time, and she lacked the ability to adapt. If it was Chen Shang, he would protect his life, no matter the cost. It's not easy to prick these peacock needles into someone else. Chen Shang looked at the peacock needle. It was not made from a special type of poison that had existed for a long time, but it was made from a mixture of other materials and peacock feathers. If I refine it into transparent powder, it will be much easier to use. Chen Shang immediately took out his Yanlong furnace and placed the box of peacock needles inside to refine. He injected the needles into the flames to remove the poison inside, as well as to remove the rest. To him who often refined drunk god powder, it would only take a few seconds for him to finish it. Chen Shang was in a rush, because the Yanlong furnace was emitting a weak red light when they were on the way here. The flames he was injecting were very strong. Although the Yanlong furnace was often used to refine poisons, every time he finished refining, Chen Shang would clear it clean and did not leave any poison. Kong Bailing said, originally, I wanted to make the feather into powder too, but I do not know what to do. I have tried many times, but at most, I could only make sand. It was very difficult to make that invisible transparent powder. When fighting with others, he found a good opportunity to quietly scatter it, but the other party did not discover it, and by the time he did, he had already inhaled a lot, which was the best way to poison them. Chen Shang would frequently use this method, but only if there was no one else nearby and he wanted impenetrable. It will be very easy for me to teach you how to refine it in the future. Chen Shang had a lot of experience, so he dared to say that it was easy. If it was any other alchemist, they wouldn't be able to guarantee it. Forget about refining this strange poison, even refining normal poisonous plants would be extremely difficult for famous alchemist. Chen Shang very quickly refined the 1,000 peacock needles into a small box of extremely thin, transparent powder. Once it was scattered, it would quickly merge with the air, but if one was a little more careful, it could be discovered. Only when used secretly during an intense battle would it be hard to discover. It is indeed here, the saint that had rushed over and surrounded Chen Shang, but they did not approach him. They were around 300 meters away from him. Chen Shang was an existence similar to the strong of Lord Stage S. He had already killed Zhang Shijian and a Hell Devil envoy previously, so those who came to kill him now had no choice but to be cautious. The 4 of you are planning to kill me together, but Hell Devil Emperor is only offering a divine deity reward. How are you going to split the rewards? Chen Shang chuckled. He was extremely calm. Your bounty has already risen, now it has 2 divine deities. Of the 4 of us, each with half a chance, there is no need for you to worry. A very short middle-aged man said. Although he was only at the waist of others, no one dared to look down on his power and prestige. If he spoke now, the other 3 would probably listen to him. Chen Shang felt that it was unexpected, but after thinking about it carefully, it was normal for the Hell Devil Emperor to increase the bounty, because he had taken down a Hell Devil envoy. So that's how it is. After Chen Shang finished speaking, he suddenly disappeared. Just then, Chen Zhang's chi was very obvious, it suddenly disappeared, causing the 4-man team to think that Chen Shang had escaped. They were floating in the air, looking around and trying to stay alert, at the same time searching for traces of Chen Shang. Earlier, they had heard that Chen Zhang's ability to escape was top-notch, that he could even travel through space and not catch him. This caused them to be extremely disappointed, because it was not easy to meet Chen Shang. They secretly regretted not learning the spatial sealing technique properly. Chen Shang had disappeared, but he was hiding in a space that was completely isolated from this place, which could be considered tyrannical space. If a normal person fell into this tyrannical space, they would need a very long time to find the right direction to return, but Chen Shang, who had mastered the laws of space, was able to come and go freely in all kinds of spaces, which also meant that his location was extremely accurate. Seeing that the four were about to leave, Chen Shang immediately used his spatial energy, creating a fist-sized space beside the four of them. Then, he sprayed a large amount of peacock powder that he had just refined. In but an instant, these peacocks had surrounded the four of them. They knew that they had been attacked by some strange object, and that it was just a gust of cold wind.